today, I think that's going to take a little pressure off the running game and Dorsett. Now, what Tom Landry says they have to do on defense is he said, we have to stop John Riggins, generally. He said specifically on 1st and 10. We can't let them get those 6 and 7 yards because then they come up in those short yardage situations on 3rd down. And he said in the NFL today, in all of pro football, there's no better short yardage runner than John Riggins.
And we'll see a lot of John Riggins, we're sure, today. The Redskins will kick off. Those are the weather conditions. Just perfect. Temperature 72 degrees, humidity 51%. Winds northwest at 14 miles an hour. It's a great day, and this field is in better shape than it's ever been. This is Gary Allen out of the end zone for Dallas. These Redskins special teams have done a great job. There's a fumble, and I think the Redskins might have the ball on the opening kickoff. Otis Wansley made the initial hit. He usually does. Dallas keeps the football. They blew it dead. Let's check the lineups now. Gary Hogeboom starting at quarterback. Tony Dorsett in run. Springs the runners. Mike Renfro and Tony Hill back from that shoulder separation starting. Cosby, Posderick, Clune, Titensor, Tom Rafferty, Baldinger, and Cooper. A lot of changes in the Dallas offensive line. Tony Hill split wide to the left. To Dorsett. First down, Dallas. Charles Mann made the stop, but Dorsett got 13. The defensive lineup for the Redskins. They are the best against the rush in the NFL. Charles Mann, Dave Butts, Darrell Grant, and Tom Beasley start up front. The linebackers, Kaufman, Olkowitz, and Monty Coleman. The secondary is Darrell Green, Vernon Dean, Ken Coffey, and Curtis Jordan. First down, Cowboys. Their own 29-yard line. Hogeboom back to throw. Hogeboom. Renfro. It's a catch. He stayed in bounds just barely. Darrell Green knocked him out of bounds. But Dallas moves into Redskin territory.
I'll tell you, Renfro really made a move over there on Darrell Green. Looked like Darrell Green thought it was going to be a hook. We see the blitz, the middle linebackers blitzing. Hogeboom reads Renfro free past Darrell Green, hits him right on the run. Watch this. You see Darrell Green right at the end there. He was going for an out move. Renfro gave him a little out move. Green went for it, and Renfro was able to get right beyond him.
First down, Cowboys, the Redskin 40. Renfro's the man in motion. This is Dorsett dipping inside and stopped for about a loss of 2. Monty Coleman made the initial contact.
You know, Pat, we were making the point about Tony Hill getting back and how that can help the running game. What was happening, I think, is that the teams were able to cover the Cowboys just with 2 corners. Then they could leave 9 men. That freed up 9 men just to work on Dorsett and Cosby. Now with Tony Hill out there, now I think they have to give him a little more pass coverage.
Those of you who watch Detroit defeat Tampa Bay, welcome to RFK Stadium in Washington, where the Cowboys are on the move. The opening drive of the day. The screen pass hits Ron Springs right in the hand. The Redskins played it well, however. Here is the score of that game. Detroit beat Tampa Bay 13-7. That's a final. They went into overtime. Our score, 0-0. Pat Summerall, John Madden. We have 13 minutes, 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It's 3rd and 12, Dallas at the Redskin 42.
You know, we were talking about the Cowboys and Tom Landry saying they have to be able to run. That's going to be a tough job today because the Redskins are the #1 run defense in the league.
Newsom is in the backfield now as they operate out of the shotgun. Hogeboom has time. Has a receiver. Diving catch by Doug Cosby. That's enough for a first down. 13-yard gain. Green and Coffey. The Rams beat New Orleans 28-10. That's a final. Those of you who watched that Ram victory, welcome to RFK Stadium in Washington. The score here is 0-0. This is the opening drive by Dallas. They've picked up 3 consecutive first downs now.
It's a pretty good looking drive. You know, good mixture. Dorsett got a big run on the first play, some nice passes. That last one was a heck of a throw and catch by Cosby because he had 2 defenders on it.
This is Dorsett straight ahead. breaks into the Redskins secondary. He might be gone. Dorsett, touchdown. Touchdown run by Tony Dorsett.
That's what Tom Landry said we have to do. We have to be able to run. Joe Gibbs says that's what we have to do. We have to stop Dorsett. But it's like Russian roulette. You never know on any play he can take it all the way. He was probably saying right there, see, I told you guys. I've been telling you that all week, right, huh?
Raphael Septien with Hogaboom holding. Dallas breaks on top. The new father is successful with his extra point attempt. The referee is Jerry Markbright. Tom Landry has to be pretty happy with the situation here. Dallas 7, Washington nothing. Right now, for an NFL update, let's send you back to Brent Musburger in New York.
And, Pat, here's what happened in overtime. Gary Danielson, who replaced Eric Hipple, hit Leonard Thompson. This is the touchdown that won it. Both of the Lion wins this year have been in overtime. And as a result, Chicago stays in first place, even though they were beaten today by the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's go back to Pat and John.
And back at RFK, it's Dallas 7, Washington nothing. Septien set to kick off. Redskins have the dangerous Mike Nelms back deep. Keith Griffin is also back there with him. 12:28 left to play first quarter. The Cowboys took the opening kickoff and took it the length of the field. Here's Septien's kick. Good kick. Nelms at the 1. Runs into a pack and is taken down just outside the 20 by Steve DiAsi. The Cardinals rolled again, 38-21 over the Bears. Those of you who watch the Big Reds victory, welcome to RFK Stadium in Washington, where the Cowboys took the opening kickoff, drove it the length of the field, and lead 7-0. There is the first drive. It took them 6 plays. They kept it 2 minutes 32 seconds, and they lead 7-0. Mark McGrath split wide to the left. Monk to the right. Here's Riggins straight ahead. Brunig and Dickerson on the stop.
Let's watch this touchdown here by Dorsett. It's a trap. You see the right guard pulls, leads up on the middle linebacker. That's all the block that Dorsett needed. And he came in, broke out to the right. Right now he knows he has a touchdown. One little kick's all he needs, and he sees the end zone. I'll tell you, at about 20 yards, he smelled that end zone.
2nd and 8. He doesn't need much of a block. Riggins again. To about the 29. Too tall Jones cut him down. The offense. Joe Theismann, the quarterback. John Riggins, the lone setback. McGrath and Monk wide. The tight end is Rick Walker. Warren, Jacoby, Russ Grimm, Jeff Bostic, Mark May, and George Stark up front. Veteran, big offensive line. 3rd and 3. Keith Griffin is the lone running back now as Theismann retreats and then scrambles out. They had it in the hands of Art Monk. Couldn't hang on, and the Redskins, Jeff Hayes, will have to punt. Everson Walls on the coverage.
That was an interesting play there. It was an option all the way. They call that the dash. It's an organized scramble to the right. Theismann starts out. He's going to scramble out to the right. Then Monk was also running an option pattern. If the defender plays him to the inside, he goes out. If he plays him outside, he goes in. A lot of options and stuff on that last one. Didn't work, though.
Monk just couldn't hang on. Gary Allen back deep for the Cowboys. Jeff Hayes to punt for the Redskins. He usually kicks it very high. This one off the side of his foot. Allen for the fair catch. Cowboys will take over at their own 39-yard line with 10:54 left to play in the first quarter at RFK. 32-yard punt by Hayes. No return, so that's the net. Dallas 7, Washington nothing.
Prelude. drivers wide open.
When you're the boss of a business with one computer and more than one person who needs it, you're a boss with a problem. The solution is Xenix, the multi-user system from Radio Shack. Xenix allows separate workstations to share the same information base and operate simultaneously. And as your business grows, you can add more terminals so that everyone's productive, even the boss. The sale price Xenix multi-user computer, only at Radio Shack Computer Centers.
Cowboy first down, their own 39. They lead 7-0. This is Renfro coming wide to the right. And Spring shifts into the backfield with Dorsett. Hogeboom on the slant. Into the hands of Tony Hill. Couldn't find a handle. He really zipped that.
I'll tell you, that's a funny pass to throw to a guy that's been out for over a month with a shoulder separation, a slant, because a slant means that you start outside and you slant on a diagonal inside. And when you slant inside, that's where there's a lot of guys in there all the time. You're kind of surprised they didn't do something first like an up or a little short out or something.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. Tony Hill is out. This is Dorsett again. He cuts up to about the 45, a pickup of 6. And for an NFL update right now, let's take you back to our New York studios, and here's Brent Musburger again.
And Pat, here's the first team to hit 7-0. The Miami Dolphins did it. Dan Marino, 3 touchdown passes. This one to Super Duper. That's 20 for the year, and already the Niners trail Pittsburgh 7-0. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Here it's 7-0 as well, as you look at Joe Theismann over on the sideline. A different Joe Theismann from previous years. Out of the shotgun is Hogeboom. Caught by Tony Hill in traffic. Like he might be stung just a little bit. Newsome, I'm sorry, not Tony Hill.
I tell you, one thing about Hogeboom, he's not a real experienced quarterback. It's his first year starting in the NFL. But he has such a strong arm that he's able to throw it in coverage. Now watch this throw here. Newsome was between 2 defenders. Now Hogeboom made a heck of a throw to drill that ball into Newsome before those defenders could get there.
That's twice he's done that. The other time to Cosby, it's enough for a Dallas first down. At the Redskin 46. Here's Dorsett out of the pack again. He gets down to about the 42. Mel Kaufman on the stop.
For whatever reason, Tony Dorsett looks like he's he's ready to run today.
5 carries, 52 yards already.
Look at this pick-a-hole stuff here. He just starts out to his left, follows his guard around to the right, then takes some more steps to the right, and then back to the left, missing tackles, never letting anyone get a straight shot on him.
He got 5. So it's 2nd and 5. Renfro goes in motion. Outside Springs, out of the shadows and into the sunlight.
That's a tough one. We can see how much of a shadow there. You see Hogeboom. You can see he's in the shadow. And again, as you say, and there's a light. And the ball coming out of the darkness of the shadow sometimes is tough to pick up. You can see how it's split like that. You see just outside the hash marks, the edge of the darkness. Like E.T. or one of those movies. Dark.
That'll make it 3rd and 5. Renfro goes wide to the left. Nothing doing. Couldn't find the handle.
The way Hogeboom looked like, it looked like he wasn't expecting the snap. Like maybe the snap came early. You see, we see him, and he was there, and he said, holy moly, that ball's not supposed to be coming there yet. Where is it? Let me get out of here. I'm the quarterback. I'll watch all this stuff.
It really didn't look like he was ready.
Well, they say that ball draws a crowd. It sure does.
Big ones. Danny White from his own 40 was really punting well in pregame. He hits a honey now. Takes a cowboy bounce, and the Redskins will have it at their own 1-yard line. Great punt by Danny White. Carl Howard was down there to Downer. Redskins take over deep in their own territory. Dallas leading Washington 7-0. First quarter.
Welcome to Miller Time.
Miller Time begins here, where Miller High Life waits for the finest ingredients to reach their golden best. Then we go beyond ingredients and use the finest brewing skills, making sure Miller High Life contains no additives and no preservatives. So come your Miller Time, you get nothing but the fresh, smooth taste of just pure beer. Welcome to Miller High Life.
Welcome to Miller Time.
This is Rhonda, the happy owner of a Honda Civic CRX. Rhonda loves her Honda. It's fun to drive. But the people who love Rhonda's Honda most are her mom and dad who live in Fonda, 120 miles away, and now see a lot more of Rhonda.
It's Dallas, Washington, with the Cowboys leading 7-0. We're at RFK Stadium in Washington. Pat Summerall, John Madden, as you look at massive Dave Butts. Redskins take over at their own 3. That's where Howard downed it. They give to Riggins. Riggins gets a little bit of room after about the 5. Ed Jones on the stop. For an NFL update, let's send you back once again to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, the Raiders scored the first time they touched the ball. Minnesota came back at him. It was Tommy Kramer and the second-year wide man from Tennessee State, Mike Jones, burning that secondary of Los Angeles. And now it's 7-all. Back to Pat and John.
Redskins have it out at the 5 now. Motion, movement, and problems.
Looked like the left guard, Russ Grimm, started to move a little early on that one.
Start, number 68, offense, second down.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Russ
big
Grimm.
Russ. He's a heck of a blocker, but on that play, he was going to pull to the left. He's number 68 there. He wanted to get out there, and he started a little too soon.
Big Joe Jacoby over next to Grimm on the left side.
That's big.
3:05, 6-7. Redskins third down. Theismann will go to work out of the end zone. He has Monk, and they have him surrounded. He's close to a first down. Fellows, Quinscale, both there. Monk fighting for that first down yardage. I don't know if he got it or not.
I'll tell you, this is where you really have to have pass protection down here when you're coming out of your own end zone. Watch Jacoby and Grimm here on their pass protection. Double teaming Randy White. He always gets a double team. Pretty good block at giving Theismann time to get that ball out there. Although it wasn't enough for a first down.
Yard short, so it's 3rd and 1.
I'll bet you Riggins gets this ball. And everyone knows it.
Behind Jacoby and Grimm. Wansley is in there with Riggins. He's usually the lead blocker. Riggins leans, but there's a penalty marker down on the other side of the field. Brunig made the stop on Riggins.
You know, that's one thing we're seeing more and more in the National Football League right there, holding on running play. You know, a few years ago, you'd see holding a lot on pass protection, very seldom on running play. Seems like the last 2 years we're seeing more and more holding calls on running plays. That would have been a first down for the Redskins.
That has to be because of the liberalization and use of the hands.
Now, of course, the reason they mark this, you see, so Dallas will know whether to turn it down or not. If the Redskins got enough for a first down, they'll take the penalty. If they didn't get enough,
Number 61,
then they'll take the...
offense, third down.
So the Redskins did have enough for a first down. So now the Cowboys will take the penalty, make it third down again.
Check out a couple of other final scores. The Jets beat Cleveland 24-20. New England over Cincinnati 20-14. That's the final. It's 3rd and 6 here as the Cowboys lead the Redskins 7-0. Cincinnati's having a tough time, aren't they?
Can't get one. Well, they did beat Houston into their one win.
Right.
Houston's having a tough time.
Extra defensive backs in the game for Dallas as Theismann retreats. Throws. very nearly picked off by Ron Fellows, intended for Art Monk. Redskins were hoping for pass interference.
Did you hear all that talk down there on the sidelines? They're going, oh! That was all the Cowboys going, oh, I almost had an interception. I like that when you can hear the sound. That's what I miss about being up here in the booth, is not hearing all those sounds down there in the sidelines, those real grunts and groans. Oh, got him.
Really is amazing how loud it is down there on the sideline.
A lot of talking going on.
Leather popping.
Get off my foot.
Hayes out of the end zone, hits a high one, chases Allen back. All the way back to fumbles, picks it up. He's at his own 35. Good punt by Hayes. Flag goes down. And then we'll just have to wait and see. Good job by Hayes.
That was one of those flags that went down early. I'd imagine it's probably against the Redskins, against the punting team. It wasn't one on the return. It wasn't the blocking one.
That was a 57-yard punt by Hayes, a 6-yard return. So he netted 51. That's good.
Holding number 21 while the kick was in the air. Post-possession foul. First down. Timeout.
That was Carl Howard. And so the Redskins dig themselves out of a very deep hole. Great punt by Hayes, gets it done, and then tack on the penalty. 7-0.
The Honda Accord hatchback can handle the hairpin at Sears Point. The S's at Lime Rock. The straightaway at Daytona. Even the Loop in Chicago.
Master, what's the secret of happiness?
True happiness is to own nothing, have no possessions, be free of material belongings.
A great one. The TV, the VCR, and the video camera. You don't own them?
No, I rent them from Granada TV Rental. One low monthly payment covers all, even free repairs.
And your tape, Inner Bliss My Way, that too can be rented?
No, that you must buy.
7:12 left to play in the first quarter at RFK Stadium. Cowboys 7, Redskins nothing. Ogaboom to Dorsett. He cuts over the right side, is tripped up after maybe a couple by Darrell Green. Dorsett a little upset with himself.
Well, of course, Mike Renfro got that one on Darrell Green early. It was an out and up. Darrell Green went for the out, and Renfro went for the up. You know what hurt that play? Really is Big Dave Butts got penetration on that left side, and Dorsett had to bounce it out where he didn't have any blocker.
2nd and 10. Cowboys from their own 28. Ogaboom very nearly intercepted, but Springs comes up with it. Just outside the 30. Darrell Grant. Rich Malott on the coverage.
That's one thing when you have the home field advantage. You always put the visiting team over in the sun. If you get to see, you see the Cowboys, they got the things over their heads, the towels over their heads, looking for shade, trying to get some coolness. Now on the Redskins side, they're in the shade. The old trick, old NFL trick.
3rd and 7. Newsom and Springs in the backfield with Ogaboom from the shotgun. He'll have the first down. This is Tony Hill out of bounds at the Redskin 41, at the Dallas 41, beg your pardon. 10 yards.
Well, Darrell Green was playing deep off a hill, and I think what he was doing, he was expecting some help from his linebacker. He thought that he'd have a linebacker in there, and that's Ricky Smith, who it wasn't Darrell Green, but the linebacker didn't get out there.
First down, Cowboys, their own 41-yard line. They've been able to move it. Here's Dorsett trying the right inside. He gets around the outside. He is really cracked, and there go the penalty flags down. Tony Peters made the hit.
You know, sometimes it looks like a corner gets beat when he's playing off, but it's a zone, and he has to stay back for anything deep in his zone. Expects a linebacker out there, and the linebacker didn't get out there.
Grabbing the face mask, number 55, defense.
Mel Kaufman.
First down.
First down, Dallas. Face mask violation.
Now watch right here at the end. You see Kaufman's coming in to make the tackle. Watch his left hand gets right up and grabs Dorsett's face mask. Jim Youngblood, the old Ram, is in there now at left linebacker.
Ball moves into Redskin territory now. First down, Dallas.
He's an old National League looking guy.
Right.
Got the beard going, the eyes, the whole thing. Yeah, he'll drive a pickup truck for you. Shoot us some tobacco. Have a can of Skoal in the back pocket all the time. 12-year veteran.
Few gray hairs in the beard.
Call him Country.
Cowboys went that time with two tight ends. Dorsett is chased by Butts. Monty Coleman helped out.
How'd you like to be Tony Dorsett and you weigh 189 pounds, and here comes a guy chasing you from behind who weighs about 300 pounds? This is what you do. You say a counter, watch, here comes 65. Whoa, man, that guy weighs about 150 pounds. I'm going down. I'm not going to take on that.
It was a very wise choice. There's Dave Butts. 12-year pro, weighs 295, 6'7".
That's a load, an illegal load.
He played one of the great games we've ever seen in Dallas last year against the Cowboys in the Redskins victory. Here's Hogeboom. Picked off. Monty Coleman. And he'll go. A 49-yard touchdown run by Monty Coleman, who was a superb athlete.
I had a feeling it was just an amount of time because, or a matter of time, because Hogeboom had been forcing the ball.
Mosley over everything. And it's 7-7. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left to play. In the first quarter, it's Dallas 7, Washington 7.
What'd you get? I got a Big Mac. Where's mine? You said you weren't hungry. I said that. Too bad, too, because it's irresistible. I can't wait to sink my teeth into this big, mouth-watering... Hey, Lester, you know the trick is for you to talk while I eat. Everybody's seen that trick. Let's see if you can talk while I eat. That's no trick. Trick? You want to see a trick? I'll show you a trick. I'll get my own Big Mac, and I'll sink my own teeth into it. You just sit there and sit in my seat, you big dummy.
You know, if I'm playing a match on Wednesday, I take my Bic and shave down on this cheek. If it's a semifinal, I shave up. But if it's a month with an R, I take my Bic and go across. Except on Tuesday, of course, when I start on my chin. All this might give you the idea I'm superstitious. No way. It doesn't matter which Bic I use. Superstitious? Nah.
Superstitious or not, avoid all shavers with more than 3 letters.
Wednesday, Charlton Heston, the father. John Savage, the son. Maude Adams, the woman who married one but loved the other. Nairobi Affair.
7-7 tie. Monty Coleman just took the interception, 49 yards for a Redskin touchdown. First kick by Hayes chases Gary Allen all the way back to the back of the end zone. No return.
Let's watch Monty Coleman now. He's right here, and here's Ron Springs. Now Coleman has him man-to-man. Springs just is going to run a hook here. Coleman rides him all the way back. Springs is never open. Now, again, I think Hogeboom has so much confidence in his arm, he thinks he can get the ball at any time. Now watch here. We can stop it right here. We can stop it right here. Now watch how he's cut. Those two guys look like one. Hogaboom still thinks he can get the ball in there. Watch it. Of course, there's no way. He drills it in there. Here comes Monty Coleman, the outside. He gets it. Wet. Right away.
Dallas first down, their own 20. 7-7 tie. This is Springs over the left side. And he's hit right in the hole. Monty Coleman. There's Joe Gibbs over on the sideline.
You don't think Joe Gibbs is a fired-up guy? You know, they say, well, he's soft-spoken, he's easy. I'll guarantee you, look at those eyes. There's fire in those eyes today. There was fire in those eyes yesterday.
Yes.
In that body was a hot, hot man, I'll tell you.
Tom Landry has that fire, too. It just doesn't show as much.
Tom Landry's an amazing man.
He really is. 2nd and 8 for Dallas. Pitch is back to Dorsett. Trying to get around the corner. Can't. He's tripped up by Darrell Green.
You know, that's one thing that Darrell Green gives this Redskin defense. You know, you think they're #1 against the rush, and you always think of the front four and the linebackers, but this guy, he only weighs about 170 pounds. He can run like heck. But I'll tell you, he's a tough little guy, and he can tackle.
Talk about your fiery guys, but he's a happy guy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Well, he has that life. He don't have bounce in his walk and bright-eyed. And good kid.
It'll be 3rd and 8. Renfro and Cosby are split wide to the right. Hogaboom out of the shotgun. Wide open and overthrown is Timmy Newsome. Nobody within 30 yards of him. He had touchdown all the way, and the Hogaboom just flat missed him.
Tom Landry says that's one that we want to remember. They had the Redskins in their nickel defense. They had everyone covered, but they had no one on Newsome. There was no one within 30 yards of Timmy Newsome on that play.
Nobody even in the picture. Wow.
That's what Timmy Newsome's saying. Wow, I was wide open. I've never been that open in my life. You don't get that open in practice when there's no defense out there. There's always some manager or something closer than that to you.
Danny White back to punt. Another good kick. Nelms, as you know, he doesn't like to fair catch it. He goes from his own 32. Still on his feet. Is finally hustled to the ground on the far side of the field. Good coverage by the Cowboys. 45-yard punt, 5-yard return by Danny White. Nelms on the return. It's Dallas 7, Washington 7 with 2:59 left to play in the first quarter.
In Ronald Reagan's America, everyone is comfortable and everything is fine. But in the real America, the one he doesn't see, people have to take a second job just to get by. Millions have no job at all. Old people worry about paying medical bills. Parents about sending kids to college. In the real America, millions are still trying to make it and need a fair chance. Is America back, or can we do better? That's the debate. Mondale Ferraro, fighting for our future.
Huh? Can you help me with these Canon personal copiers?
Oh, yeah, they're terrific. And you know, they copy in 6 colors.
I know.
Well, the entire copying process is in this cartridge. Look, so you can maintain it yourself.
I know.
This one even reduces and enlarges and makes copies up to legal size. I ought to know. I'm Jack.
Oh, I know.
Well, if you know all about Canon PC copies, what do you need me for?
Over here.
You should have known. For information, call toll-free.
2:59 left to play first quarter. 7-7. Redskins have the ball at their own 39. Haven't been able to do much so far on offense. Riggins is the lone setback. Theismann will throw on first down. And goes right up the middle. Slides to about the 47, about a yard shy of a first down.
Watch that Timmy Newsome. Here's Timmy Newsome right here. Now, Monty Coleman, the guy that just had the interception for touchdowns here, he starts to come across. He sees this coming in, and he slips and falls down. Newsome goes right by him. I'll tell you, Newsome is going to dream about this play, and so is Hogaboom. Now, watch. Coleman starts to. He falls down. The safety comes up. Look at this. There's no one else in the picture. Boom.
2nd and 2 for the Redskins. They give to Riggins. Riggins gets the first down, gets into Dallas territory. Anthony Dickerson tripped him up. That's the first Washington first down. Right now for an NFL update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, here comes the Baylor connection for the Minnesota Vikings. Alfred Anderson, the halfback, inside to Allen Rice, and now Minnesota leads the Raiders 13-7. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Redskins move into Dallas territory at 7-7. No place to go. Riggins by Dexter Clinkscale. And by Bob Bruning, who came over from the middle linebacker spot.
Dexter Clinkscale, we see him there. I think that Riggins may be looking for Dexter Clinkscale today. Dexter said during the week that Riggins really isn't a great running back. He said he just has a big line. He said, I could run behind that line. Riggins is the guy who's going after 10,000 yards of rushing today.
Riggins has had a bad back, but after some remarks were made that you talked about, his back got better. Ball deflected, intended for Art Monk over the middle, hit down by one of the big Dallas defensive linemen.
It was probably Too Tall Jones. It seems like anytime a quarterback throws to his right and the ball is deflected, it's usually Too Tall Jones. But had that ball not been deflected, he had Monk open in there.
Keith Griffin has taken Riggins' place now, number 35. He's the brother of Archie Griffin.
Let's see if we can see the deflection. When you throw to the right, I bet it's Too Tall. See him right there? Yeah, 72. He'll knock those balls down for you.
Third down. They need 8. Cowboys on the blitz. They have Art Monk. Fine catch by Monk. That'll be enough. He gets down to about the 37.
I'll tell you, that was good coverage by Everson Walls, but it was just a better catch by Art Monk. Everson Walls was all over it. Let's watch it here. Monk is the outside guy. He's going to come down, then he's going to come in towards us. Now watch Walls close on him. He's going to be as close as you can get without doing something about it. One thing about Monk, you know, he's not a little guy. He's 6'3", weighs about 210 pounds. And he can kind of shield those corners out.
Very strong. The give is to Riggins. Riggins hammers down inside the 30 to about the 28. Randy White tripped him up. Riggins got about 8.
Riggins ought to be getting close to those 10,000 yards now. He says, I want to get, he was telling us yesterday, he said, I want to get in those 5 digits like some of these other guys.
Riggins has carried 7 times, picked up 26 yards. As they change into the field, it's the end of the first quarter with the score tied 7-7.
The EPA figures say you can get 49 miles out of a gallon of gas. If you aren't getting this kind of mileage from your gasoline, maybe you should change your brand of car. We recommend you try the car made for high gas mileage, the Honda Civic CRX HF. The right car for your gasoline.
Honda. By the time I hit the field, I've already worked overtime. Studying films of the guy cross the line 4 hours a night. Because I believe in doing my homework. And people wonder how come I'm always in the right place at the right time.
Welcome! They said he couldn't retrieve his own shadow, but you didn't give up on him. Now comes your time.
To Miller Time!
And Miller Time means it's time for the best beer you can find, Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here, the rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind.
Welcome to Miller High Life.
Welcome to Miller Time.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller High Life. Welcome to Miller Time. Honda, makers of the new Civic CRX HF. And by the Bic Shaver, designed to give you days of close, comfortable shaves.
Dallas 7, Washington 7. And John Riggins, with that last carry, just went over 10,000 yards for his career.
He has a little smile on his face, and you see the first ones he goes and shakes hands with is that offensive line. Riggins is the type of guy, though, who does a lot of that by himself. Look at that list.
A collector's item right there.
And he deserves to be with those other guys.
Here he goes again over the left side. Dexter Clinkscale made the tackle with Anthony Dickerson, but Riggins got the first down. By the way, Walter Payton rushed for 100 yards today in the Bear game, 23 carries. That is 60 career games over 100 yards for Payton.
I tell you, talk about Walter Payton, we talk about John Riggins. When the guy made up this game and he made up running backs, these are the type of guys he was talking about. When he said fullback, he was talking about John Riggins. That's the type of guy he has in mind to play football at fullback.
Riggins again. Spins to the right side. Struggles for a couple. Line of scrimmage is about the Dallas 23 as Too Tall Jones brought him down.
Tom Landry was saying last night, he said that, you know, you take running backs and their value to a team. He said, I don't know that any running back in the game is more valuable to his team than Riggins is to this team, the Redskins. He said because he scores touchdowns and gets first downs for you. And that's what it's all about.
And they keep the ball because of it. 2nd and 8. From the Dallas 23. Again, the fake is to Riggins. Theismann chased. Theismann still going, goes out of bounds on the far side of the field. Knocked out by Ron Fellows. Shy of a first down by about 5, looks like.
You know, one thing, I think the Redskins on offense really miss Charlie Brown. They're playing with Mark McGrath out there, and he's a guy that they waived this season and had to bring him back. So what they have to do in the passing game is always try and move Art Monk around. He's the leading receiver in the league. They have to move him around to get the ball to him.
They try to hide him. You hear the applause in the crowd standing in tribute to Riggins. Keith Griffin has taken Riggins' place in the Redskin backfield. Blitz is on. Theismann just barely gets it away, but he gets it to Art Monk. First down, Redskins, 12-yard gain. Theismann really took a shot right at the last instant. Everson Walls was the defender.
Let's watch it. They have motion coming to this side. They have triple. They have 2 tight ends on this side. Watch Theismann. He's looking all the way. He knows he wants to throw it to Monk. He got hit from behind. Just as he throws it, Art Monk pushed Everson Walls up and then cut off an out pattern on it.
There was Bates on the rush.
Bates, he'll grab you right around the neck like you're a steer or something.
First down, Redskins. Theismann outside. McGrath, the intended receiver, couldn't come up with a handle. That'll make it 2nd and 10 from the 11. Fellows, the defender.
One thing about Joe Gibbs and the Redskins is they've really had a lot of injuries, but they've done a good job of moving people around, getting other people in there. We just saw Mark McGrath, for example. Last week he caught 7 passes.
So it'll be 2nd down, Redskins. 12:53 left in the first half. Score tied at 7. With the Redskins at the door. To Riggins. Who rumbles inside the 10 to about the 7. Randy White. Talking about the injuries. Take a look.
Well, that's the thing, and they were able. You know, they lost Joe Washington, and of course, he was their pass guy. Mark Murphy, their defensive captain. Alvin Garrett, a wide receiver. Cronin, a special team guy. Todd Liebenstein, he was a starting left end. Ken Coffey was out. He's back already, as was Didier. Now, when a player goes on injured reserve, you can put as many on this year as you want to, but you can only move 5 back. The Redskins already have brought 2 back.
Theismann unsettled about what play they want and calls a Redskin timeout. Still 7-7.
Welcome to Miller Time.
At Miller High Life, time is everything. Beer drinkers come to us because we've been brewing an extra quality for the last 129 years. That's a lot of our time. But it's the reason you spend your time with us when you want the best beer you can find. Miller High Life.
The insulation is ready, and the time is now. It's all up to you to beat those high home heating and air conditioning costs. So get rolling. Add an extra layer of Owens Corning Pink Attic blanket insulation and score energy savings. If you act now, you'll get a free warm-up jacket with the emblem of your favorite NFL team. A great offer, only from Owens Corning.
Redskins took this timeout. You really hate to call them at a time like this.
You know, one of the head coach's prized possessions are his 3 timeouts. Look at Joe Gibbs's reaction when Joe Theismann took a timeout.
3rd and 7 from the 8. Theismann back to throw. Has time. Has a receiver. Has a Redskin touchdown. It's Clint Didier, but there's a flag on the play. There is a penalty marker down.
It's going to be against the Cowboys. Sure will be holding.
Holding, number 47, defense, penalty decline, touchdown.
Redskins and the Cowboys fighting for the lead in the NFC East. Redskins have just taken the lead. Mark Mosley will try the extra point with Joe Theismann holding. Mosley is good. The Redskins, with 12:09 left to play in the first half, move in front of the Cowboys. Touchdown from Theismann to Didier. Redskins 14, Dallas 7.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Tough on the job, easy on the buck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. So bring out the sun. Bring on the fun.
Bring on the fun.
You got the goods. Get up and run.
If you want a truck that works and plays as hard as you do, you want a Chevy.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
So many who lie beneath this ground have given their lives to defend our rights. They've already done the hard part. All we have to do is vote.
Animal torture or scientific progress? Sunday on 60 Minutes.
Jeff Hayes to kick off for the Redskins, who lead the Cowboys 14-7. Hayes, good kick. Gary Allen at the goal line. Two about the 21. Back to the touchdown.
As we see, Didier's going to come out. He runs up the field, just turns the out. The defender there was Victor Scott. He was a half a step slow. Let's see if we can watch it from another angle and show why. Here's Didier now. He starts in motion, comes here, stops. Here's Scott. He's going to cover him. Now Didier comes back up and out. Scott then is chasing him all the way. But you see, he starts in motion there. See him stop. Now he's coming back. Well, watch, Scott's coming back with him. Didier turns up, runs the out, and pop, the ball's right in there. Scott, this is a tackle there. He still should have tackled Didier about the 2-yard line.
A size mismatch. Didier's 6'5" and 240. Nothing. Dave Butts smothered it.
Well, that's one of the problems if you want to run against this Redskin defense. You have to block those two big tackles, Dave Butts and Darrell Graham. And that's a job. I mean, they have Brian Baldinger trying to block Butts, and Glenn Titensor is trying to block Darrell Graham.
Ernie Stotner and Bob Brunig have gone to the chalkboard.
Well, they're drawing up a blitz there.
Dorsett is the lone setback. It's 2nd and 12. Hogaboom gets it outside to Dorsett. He had one blocker. Flag goes down. It was Monty Coleman who took him down. Might be a face mask again.
I'll tell you, we were talking about Dave Butts. You can tell that he's fired up. When he plays inside and he starts getting outside there in the screen on the sideline, he's ready to play today.
He was the second man out there chasing that play there.
I know, and he's not been known to be a big chaser. Usually guys that weigh 300 pounds don't chase stuff a lot.
Hard to change
Grabbing
direction.
the face mask, number 51, defense, 2nd down.
Against Coleman, it'll be 2nd down.
Coleman's doing a lot of things. He had that big interception for a touchdown. He slipped when Timmy Newsome was wide open. Now he gets caught for a face mask.
Cowboys are shuttling their guards in with plays for Hogaboom. Big Dave Butts.
And the guy shuffling into plays is the guy that has to block Butts.
Renfro in motion. The give is to Dorsett. Nothing. Let's check out the scores now. Minnesota surprising the Raiders 13-7 2nd quarter. Seattle 17, Buffalo nothing 2nd quarter. And Pittsburgh beating San Francisco 10-0 in the 2nd quarter. Let's see what Dave Butts did on that last play.
Well, watch him. He's going to take the right shoulder of Brian Baldinger there, run right by him or right through him, and then he uses his left leg to trip up Dorsett. You just throw that 6'7" body out parallel, and you can make tackles with it.
Hogaboom out of the shotgun. Redskins show a blitz. Hogaboom has time. Has Tony Hill. Has a Dallas first down at their own 45-yard line. He had a lot of time.
And I'll tell you what it did is it gave Tony Hill a chance to run an option pattern. Watch him now. He's going to start up the field. Then he'll come in towards us. Watch, he'll come in here. Now he'll stop. Now he'll slide back to the outside. See, that's an option. I go in. If I'm covered in, I slide back outside. And you need time to do that.
Ricky Smith was the defender.
This is how they got the time to do it. Pretty good job on Butts. Look at that. Put that helmet right in there. Drive him right to the ground. Keep those guys on the line of scrimmage.
Now Jim Cooper. And that was indeed a very good block. Fake to Dorsett. Butts is loose. They upset him.
You can't do that, can you? Butts says, okay, you knocked me on that last play. I'm going to go after the quarterback on this one. Let's watch it again. Here he comes. Going to start right up the middle, right past the blocker, right by Timmy Newsome. He said, this is what I'm looking for, the old quarterback.
The old guy with the low number. That'll make it 2nd and 18 from the Dallas 36. Dorsett splits wide to the left. Hill and Donnelly on the other side. The handoff is to Newsome, I believe. Washington, as we said, the #1 team in the NFL against the rush. In spite of the fact that they've had so many injuries.
Well, you can see what they did. Of course, the first 2 weeks, and the reason you see how high those stats are compared to the last 4 weeks, the first 2 weeks they played Miami and the 49ers, two of the best teams in the NFL. A little different now.
Hill comes wide to the left. It'll be 3rd and 17. Newsome tripped up shy of the first down. Newsome might be hurt. And Ricky Smith might be hurt.
And Tony McGee was hurt on that play. He's limping off too.
9-yard gain, not enough for a first down. They're checking Newsome's knee. 14-7 Redskins lead. There's McGee limping off.
Looks like you're into winning. You bet. Then today Chevrolet has a car for you. Cavalier.
Come on in and you'll know. Turn it on, let it go. It's at your command.
2 liters of electronically fuel-injected power, front drive agility, and optional sports suspension. Cavalier. Grab one.
If this is today's Chevrolet, it's a winner.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
Hey, there's only one thing better than success, and that's enjoying it.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty summer right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer. Miller beer is what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time.
Welcome to the rich, smooth taste of Miller High Life.
A reminder that next Sunday a CBS Sports special comes your way. America's Marathon Chicago, 4:30 Eastern Time. It will not be seen in all areas, but Olympic champions Joan Benoit and Carlos Lopes are expected to head one of the strongest fields in any of the marathons. Newsome has been helped off the field, but Smith is still down. The Redskin player who was injured on that last play.
It was Ricky Smith who hit Timmy Newsome on the play. It looked like it's Newsome's knee. See here, Newsome catches the ball now. Now Smith comes in right here. It looks like it's either Smith's right shoulder or his head, and it was Newsome's knee.
He caught Newsome right in the knee solidly, it looks like. There's Newsome. They're checking his right leg. It didn't look like a sprain. It looked like it just was a collision.
Well, again, as we see there, what they're doing is they're taping that towel. That towel has ice in it. And the first thing they do is try and put pressure and ice in it on it so that it doesn't get any swelling. Then they'll go and they'll take him in the locker room and check it.
Tony McGee, who limped off, but he appears to be okay now. Check while we have still no word on Smith or Newsome. We'll check as soon as we can. The Eastern Division standings, Dallas and Washington tied at 4-2, but Dallas has lost twice in the division. The Giants are now 4-3 after beating Atlanta today. St. Louis is 4-3 after beating the Bears today, and Philadelphia's 3-4. So it's a pretty good race. Here comes the stretcher out. Kind of thing you can't be too careful with.
Well, that's one thing in the National Football League now, that there's no reason not to be careful. And, you know, they're going to do everything that they can to assure Ricky Smith's safety.
That was a tough play.
It was. And on a play like that, they ought to take all the time that they want. Time is not important here.
Well, the word on Newsome is that it's a bruised muscle above his right knee. It's not knee. So that much is, if an injury can ever be called good news, good news.
Well, of course, they still want to get that ice on Newsome and try and keep the swelling down or try and stop this.
Handling the situation with Ricky Smith very carefully, and he's still down. He is a second-year man from Texas A&I, 170 pounds. Newsome caught him in the head neck area with his right knee. I'm sorry, it's from Alabama State. Oh, they've got him on the stretcher. As usual, this place is a total sellout. This might be the toughest ticket in sports. But right now, the crowd is stunned and rather quiet.
I think we see they're putting a brace on Ricky Smith's neck. And again, these are all precautionary measures. They don't want any movement until they can get him off the field and check him inside. And then, you know, if needed, I'm sure they have an ambulance here and they'll take him to a hospital for further tests and checking. One thing that they're asking him, you know, can you move your arms? And we see there the, you know, sign that he did move both arms.
That, too, is encouraging. There is an ambulance in the area. It's a league rule. NFL has that rule that you must have one in the area.
But that's one rule. The other rule that you have to have is you have to have an X-ray machine at the facility.
Danny White.
I'll tell you one thing, you know, you talk about rivalries and you talk about this and that, but when something like this happens, a player's injured, everyone on the field and in the stadium is for Ricky Smith right now.
Danny White's got some memories of what it feels like to hit this turf pretty hard. Dexter Manley put him out a couple of years ago. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Washington 14, Dallas 7. 8:24 left in the first half. Fourth down and Danny White into punt. Another good high kick as Nelms lets it bounce and it whirls into the end zone this time. They'll bring it out to the 20. Good punt by Danny White. 54 yards. (14-7). Redskins take over at their own 20. There is a college football doubleheader next Saturday here on CBS. First, the Michigan Wolverines battle with the Iowa Hawkeyes. And then it'll be UCLA with their Pac-10 rival, the California Golden Bears. Television's best college football continues here on CBS. Theismann going right to work. Didier. And it hit him and drop away from him.
I'll tell you, Joe Theismann hit Didier right between two defenders. Watch this. They have him short and they have him deep. You see the corner coming off, the safety deep. Hits him right between the two. That's a perfect pass. Didier, instead of catching the ball out in front, he let it come into his body, and the ball hit his shoulder pads. You always want to have your hands out in front of your body.
Theismann really drilled it. Second down. Cowboys showing blitz. Theismann back to throw. Riggins out in the right flat. Theismann takes off, and he's got some room this time. Chased by Clinkscale. And caught finally from behind by Anthony Dickerson, but enough for a Redskin first down. 23 yards and a scramble by Theismann.
Oh, Joe Theismann set him up with that one. You know, every other time when he would run the ball, he would take that hook slide and go down. This time, I think they expected him to go down at the end of the run, and instead he gives a little move. You see here, he finds a hole here. The Cowboy line was in a stunt. He finds a hole now. I think right here, Clinkscale expects him to go down right there, and instead, Theismann fakes to the left and comes back to the right, picks up about 4 more yards.
To Riggins over the left side. Now he cuts back over the middle. He gets about 5. Mike Heckman came over to knock it down. Minnesota 13-10 over the Raiders in the second quarter. And Pittsburgh 10, San Francisco 7 now. in the second quarter.
You're not going to keep that 49er team down for a long time. If they're susceptible, you better get them while you can.
Riggins got 5. She'll make it 2nd and 5. 6.5 minutes left to play first half. Calvin Muhammad stopped by Everson Wall. Muhammad just acquired from the Los Angeles Raiders.
Calvin Muhammad is upset there because he knew he caught the ball, but he didn't catch it up the field far enough to be a first down. Heisman said, let's see how far we got to go on this one.
Some unofficial information on the condition of Ricky Smith. It's a head injury. He does have a concussion, they say, but that is unofficial.
And they said that he is aware.
Right. Newsom on the other side, with whom Smith collided, with the ice above his knee.
Looks like some of that ice is on his knee, too, doesn't it?
3rd down and inches. What do you think? He might gamble or go to Riggins?
Go to Riggins. In fact, I would almost guarantee he'll go to Riggins.
Otis Wansley is back there in the backfield with Riggins. Riggins breaks into the secondary. Riggins carrying people down to the 30. Walls and Fellows. 12 carries, 55 yards for the Diesel.
Well, you know, the Diesel weighs over 240 pounds. You think of a big guy like that, you don't think of him as being quick and fast. You know he's strong, but watch this explosion right here. Crap, he sees that, boom, right through that thing, up that field. I'll tell you, he's a load when you have to tackle that thing.
Good block by Russ Grimm to spring it.
And this is the way a fullback should run. When you get that thing straight, put those shoulders straight, and anyone who gets in your way, just run over him and through him.
This time, not much. Dexter Clinkscale led the defense.
Well, I think when you're the guy that may say that, you know, it's a line, it's not the guy, you better make those tackles. There's Don Bro in the maroon jacket there. He's signaling. He gets the plays from Joe Gibbs, the guy on his left there with the maroon jacket and white hat. Then he signals those plays in to Joe Theismann.
2nd and 7, the Dallas defensive ranking for 1984. Had a tough time controlling the run. Riggins again. Riggins hammers his way down to the 15. Ron Fellows hit him. They move it back to the 16.
I'll tell you, this guy and his running, that can excite a crowd in a football team. Watch, he gets some blocks here. He puts that ball out there again for his balance. But watch him. He has such big, strong hands. All he has to do is have one hand on that thing. You know, he really likes to run to his left. You see, he gets in there behind Grimm and Jacoby. You see Grimm? He just turned Randy White out right inside.
Redskins back to work. Calvin Muhammad takes Theismann's pass down inside the 10.
Joe Gibbs was telling us yesterday that he felt that Muhammad was ready and he was going to get him into the game more. He said Theismann has been working with him and he thinks he knows the offense now.
They got 5 on that connection, so it'll be 2nd and 5. Redskins trying to add to their lead. It's 14-7 already. Heisman gives to Keith Griffin. And he scampers down inside the 5 to about the 4. Stopped by Dexter Clinkscale.
Keith Griffin is the brother of Ray Griffin and Archie Griffin. Joe was telling us, you know, that they drafted him and they didn't know much about him, but he can do a lot of the same things that Joe Washington does. He said he's just a natural runner. He said, you give him the ball, he just has a feel for where the holes are. He said he has never missed a hole as long as he's been here.
It'll be 3rd and 3. Keith Griffin, one of 7 football-playing brothers. Theismann backpedals. Now he's looking for some place to go. And he's caught inside the 5. He's going to be close to a first down. He's caught from behind by Randy White. Jim Jeffcoat helped out.
This will be an interesting decision here for Joe Gibbs with a 7-point lead. Well, he's already made the decision. You know, whether he puts John Riggins in and goes for the first down and maybe a touchdown, or he elects to kick.
He sent Mosley in, who is 9 of 11. They needed about 2 yards for the first down. So he's chosen Mosley with Theismann holding.
That's a good decision. You know, you hate to think you're giving up 7, but doggone it, you have to take those 3s.
Mosley from 20. Hits it. Redskins go to 17-7. We have 2:26 left to play in the first half. Redskins 17, Dallas 7.
Recently, 2 American travelers dined at the Paris home of the famous chef, Anne Willan. The hostess, who founded Paris's Laverin cooking school, served a special Chablis that had won first prize in a prestigious competition. The guests were complimentary. And when asked where the award-winning Chablis might be purchased,
Anne, do you know where?
the chef replied,
Why, I should think just about any way you like.
Chablis Blanc from Ernest and Julio Gallo. All the best.
Brad, where are we going?
To Sears to get you a new battery.
A Die-Hard?
Uh-huh. And it's the lowest price of the season, just $49.99 installed.
Oh, thank you.
And I saved $20.
Okay, big saver. How about tires?
Well, Sears has the biggest savings ever on weather-wise steel-belted radials, low as $34.99 installed.
Wow.
You're pretty peppy.
It's confidence, Brad. Sears installs it.
There's more for your life at Sears.
Ball falls off the tee. Jeff Hayes goes to set it back up. Pat Summerall, John Madden. And we're at RFK Stadium, where the Redskins have taken now a 10-point lead over Dallas. That's the story of their scoring drive. Hayes, line drive, kickoff. Allen at the goal line. Got a blocker. Is cut down at the 20 by Otis Wansley, who makes just about every tackle on the special teams.
I think Joe Gibbs was talking about Otis Wansley yesterday, and he said that he had a game last week against the Colts where he made every tackle on special teams. He said in his career, he's never heard of that before. But Wansley is just a guy that could just search out the ball, and he just wants to get there. And he came all the way across from the left side, all the way across to the right. He's the special teams captain of the Redskins.
They say they'd like to get him in the game as a runner more, but he's so valuable on special teams. Here's Hogaboom. Under pressure. He gets it out in the direction of Renfro, but Butts put the big rush on Gary Hogaboom.
I'll tell you, if the Cowboys are going to get some work done passing, they're going to have to get Butts blocked, because he's really been harassing Hogaboom all day. Let's see if we can watch that. You know, it's tough when a tackle is giving you pressure. Now watch, here's Butts. He got the hand pad on and that arm thing on. Brian Baldinger's blocking him. Takes his outside shoulder. But for a quarterback, when you're trying to throw the ball and the guy is coming right up into your face, you can't, one, step up, or two, follow through.
Especially a guy that big. Hogaboom back to Cosby, and he'll get the Dallas first down. Just outside the 30, Mel Kaufman took him down.
I think we should point out here that the normal starting right guard for the Cowboys is Kurt Peterson, and he's out today.
The 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in the first half, with Washington leading Dallas 17-7.
Dan, something for your desk.
Vice President.
You've earned it.
Today, Chevrolet has something for you, too. Discover Caprice Classic.
Now it's here, your reward. Just lean back, it's all yours.
Caprice, now even better with electronic fuel injection standard, plus traditional full-size comfort and prestige you've earned.
So this is today's Chevrolet.
Welcome to the club.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
Jerry, Pam's back.
And she's ready to take on the world again, thanks to Liberty Mutual. After her back was seriously injured on the job, a Liberty Mutual rehabilitation nurse worked with Pam's doctor to coordinate her medical care. That also controlled insurance costs, but Pam is the best result. The Liberty Mutual Rehabilitation Nurse Program. One way we're going to be there for you.
Pat Summerall, John Madden, RFK Stadium. The Cowboys are in town. Danny White, Gary Hogeboom in conference with Landry. Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. The Redskins have 2.
The Cowboys have a first down here, and with 3 timeouts remaining, time is not important. They have plenty of time.
Renfro and Cosby come to the left. Benny Hill is wide to the right. Out of the shotgun is Hogeboom. Hill is leveled at midfield by Curtis Jordan. And if Hill is limping off the field now, 19-yard gain. Hill looks like a leg problem, not his shoulder.
And the Cowboys are lining up here without a huddle, and that's what happens when you go inside. There's always that free safety.
Hogeboom intended for Renfro. Vernon Dean, the defender, very nearly an interception.
I'll tell you, that time, as Hogeboom was throwing the ball, Tom Beasley was there. Beasley's been playing some for Dexter Manley, who has a bad right ankle. You know, Hogeboom's numbers there, the big one is that interception there, and I think that's what turned this ball game around. Here's Tom Beasley here. I'll tell you, Hogeboom is taking his lumps today after he throws that ball.
Renfro again split wide to the left. And he operates out of the shotgun. Trying to set up a screen pass. Overthrows it. Springs was the intended receiver, but the Redskins had it read.
That's right. The closest guy to that was the left guard, Glenn Titensor. There was no one out there. Tom Landry saying, well, that one didn't work. Here's a new one. We see him. He's given the play now to Howard Richards. Richards will come in and play right guard.
Baldinger goes out. 3rd and 10. Dallas 4 out of 7 on their 3rd down conversion. Right at midfield. Just shaded in Redskin territory. Out of the shot. Tipped away at the last minute by Anthony Washington, intended for Renfro. Report on Rick Smith is that he had a concussion. He was unconscious on the field. He regained his consciousness. They have taken him to Arlington Hospital. Dr. Nolan of the Redskins is with him, and he is out of danger. Danny White back to punt. Another good high kick. Nelms circles under it. No room. He gets just outside the 11. Steve Diassi was the first man down. So the Redskins take over after that 40-yard punt by Danny White. 1:17 left to play in the first half. Redskins lead by 10.
When your kids join the NFL Super Pro Club, they're part of their favorite team. Members get an official ID card from their favorite team.
Team decal and a whole lot more.
Wow! Like this team calendar with action photos of their favorite team stars and a giant poster of their favorite team.
It's also a fact sheet full of team information and exciting photos that will look great on anyone's wall. A standing board to track their team through the season to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's worth a whole lot more than the $7 membership fee, and your kid can have it all. To join the NFL Super Pro Club, just send member's name, address, name of favorite NFL team, and a $7 check or money order to
NFL Super Pro Club, Box 9000, Trenton, New Jersey, 08650.
And your kids can join the team.
The preceding message was furnished by the National Football League.
A minute, 17 seconds left to play in the first half. Washington 17, Dallas 7. Calvin Muhammad comes out wide to the right. Long count, Riggins. Ed Jones tripped him up, but Riggins got some more good yardage.
I think Riggins was made for football, but I think he was made for this type of football, this team playing in this stadium on grass. I couldn't see him playing on one of those plastic turfs in a big stadium out by an airport someplace.
Just wouldn't look like it, would it? 15 carries, 83 yards for John Riggins. Here he goes again. Close to a first down. Randy White and Ed Jones on the stop.
Looks like the Redskins are just going to settle to run the clock out, which I think is a smart thing. They may have learned that last year in the Super Bowl. Remember, about the same situation. Yep. Super Bowl just before the half against the Raiders. Theismann comes out, boom, throws a screen pass, throws it to Jack Squirek for a touchdown for the Raiders. They never recovered from that. I think Joe Gibbs said, well, that was a mistake. I'm never going to do that again. We'll run the clock out and go in at halftime, regroup, come out and do it again.
That's what they're going to do. Didn't even try to get another play off. And so the Redskins head for the locker room at the half with a 10-point margin over this very fierce rival, the Dallas Cowboys. 17-7 at the half.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Chevrolet, who invite you to see, drive, and live today's Chevrolet. Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, we're going to be there for you. And by Sears, where you'll find great values. There's more for your life at Sears.
Here's to good friends.
Terrific reunion.
Yeah, the last time we were here, we made history. Night is kind of special. I stole that ball. I made the pass. I made the shot. Make that shot again, we'll buy you a loan drop. The beer will pour. Must say something more. Hey, what can I tell you? We still got it. Never lost it. Let it be low and brown.
In this uncertain and bewildering world of personal computers, the Tandy 2000 stands apart. In power, speed, and graphics, the Tandy 2000 is clearly superior. For service, support, and software, Tandy is clearly superior. Available exclusively at Radio Shack computer centers. Compare. You too will immediately recognize Tandy technology, service, and support are clearly superior.
You probably can't guess where you can find all this under one roof. Probably not at the stereo store at the mall. Probably not at the TV shop. Or the computer center across town. You'll find all this at Sears. That's right, Sears.
There's more for your life at Sears.
Next Saturday, a twin bill of college football on CBS Sports. First, a Big Ten showdown between Michigan and Iowa. Then UCLA needs a win against California to stay near the top in the Pac-10. Sunday on the NFL Today, a report on the Cardinals' game-breaking combo of Lomax to Green. Then regional NFL action featuring the Washington Redskins against the St. Louis Cardinals. And from Chicago, Olympic champions Joan Benoit and Carlos Lopes are expected to run America's Marathon. All next weekend on CBS Sports.
Welcome back to New York. I'm Brent Musburger along with Irv Cross. And Irv, the Detroit Tigers are just 21 outs away from a world championship. They have taken a 3-0 lead on the San Diego Padres through a couple of innings, and it was Kirk Gibson slamming a 2-run home run in the first inning. Another San Diego pitcher was shelled. Mark Thurmond was taken out in the first. Dan Petrie, of course, is pitching for the Tigers. Now in the National Football League this afternoon, the New York Giants win a very important game. Push their record to 4-3. Bill Sims hooking up here with Rob Carpenter. Watch the shot Carpenter takes, and he holds on to the ball, and the Giants push Atlanta's record to 3-4. The New York Jets come storming back against the Cleveland Browns this afternoon, 24-20, and Sam Ratigliano's job could be in jeopardy. Unfortunately for Sam and the Browns, they are 1-6, and the Jets set sail, Irv.
Set sail early, Brent. Johnny Hector, taking a ball off his right tackle, scampered 64 yards down to the 16-yard line, igniting that Jet offense.
And Joe Walton got a great performance out of the sack pack. They got to Paul McDonald 5 times. McDonald did have one key weapon, his tight end, Ozzie Newsome. He caught 14 balls for 191 yards. That is a Brown receiving record. But the Jets had too much. Here's Pat Ryan giving to Tony Page, who goes in. And now on the season, the Jets record 5-2. And, you know, in a normal division, the Jets would either be in first place or just a game out of it. But there's nothing normal about the AFC East. The Miami Dolphins continue their rampage. They have pushed their record to 7-0. The Houston Oilers are winless. The Oilers have lost 22 consecutive NFL games on the road this year. For Marino, 3 more touchdown passes, 20 on the year. What a game here. Lead changed hands 7 times before the Cardinals pull it out. Take command down the stretch in the 4th. Watch here now. This was a key defensive play by the Cardinals. McMahon was throwing to Jay Salty, the tight end. Benny Perrin stripped the ball and recovered. Neil Amex took over.
Put a lot of pressure on me in the first half, but I just went out there and kept my poise and just relied on that offensive line to give me the time. Well, we tried to go a little one-on-one with their defensive back. Leslie Frazier was doing a good job on Roy, but, you know, you can't keep him down too long. Number 81, something else.
He is indeed something else. This afternoon, Green caught 6 passes for 167 yards. Here he is on a crossing pattern, setting up still another St. Louis Cardinal touchdown. And now the Cardinals record 4-3 on the season. And, of course, next Sunday in a big game here on CBS, it'll be the Cardinals and the Washington Redskins. Kansas City's record now 4-3. Great defensive performance by the Chiefs, but one superb defensive moment by the Chargers.
Brent, this is a defensive back's dream. Bill Kinney has his pass picked off at the 1-yard line by Gilbert, who scampered 99 yards for the touchdown. He gets it midfield here and runs out of gas a little bit, but he still got in there. What a big play.
And Irv, in the game, Bill Kinney had to replace an ineffective Todd Blackledge in the game. The fans, of course, they were chanting, "Come on, give us Kinney," and give it Kinney they did. Here's the pitch out now. Herman Hurd breaks a tackle, goes 69 yards for the touchdown. One very bad moment for the Chiefs in this game. They have lost their #1 pick, offensive tackle Bill Moss, for the rest of the season. He broke a leg, and it's doubtful that he'll be back. And if he does come back, there'll just be a couple of games left for the Chiefs, but they win an important one today. New England, they did it today with a running quarterback, 20-14 over Sam Weiss, Boomer Esiason of the Bengals. Watch Tony Eason, the former Illinois star. He sets off. He had 2 touchdown runs on the game, 25 and 13 yards. And the Patriots, like the Jets, they're 5-2 and trying to catch the Dolphins down in Miami. Detroit and Tampa Bay. For the Lions, they can only beat you in overtime. Both their wins, 13-7. For the Buccaneers, their record's 3-4. That keeps them from tying Chicago for first in the NFC Central Division. The Philadelphia Eagles win today. They are 3-4 on the season, 16-7, and this is a combination the Eagles like.
Ron Jaworski to Mike Quick. Good hands. 6-yard touchdown.
Jaws, boy, you smile every time the Eagles win. Jaws took another shot, and he was out, but it did not appear to be serious. He stayed in uniform, and he'd probably be able to play for Philadelphia next week. Now, the Rams and New Orleans, 28-10. I can't tell you how impressed I am with Jeff Kemp. Coming out of Dartmouth, he was better than Ken Stabler. He was better than Richard Todd. He was better than any veteran I've seen in the last couple of weeks. Look at him deliver the ball to Drew Hill. Watch Hill, puts a couple of moves on, 25 yards for the touchdown. And then, when you've got the wideouts doing that, it makes Eric Dickerson so much better. 67 yards, and this is his longest run of the season. And Dickerson is saying, come on, Jeff, keep hitting those wide men, because that sure makes my job a whole lot easier. And a key man for the Rams now, as they set sail after the 49ers, is the Olympic sprinter, Ron Brown. Here's Kemp going to his left, throwing back across his body. Touchdown to Brown, 21 yards out. And the Rams are now 4-3. And look out, San Francisco, they're getting better. And the NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
Animal torture or scientific progress? Sunday on 60 Minutes.
Wednesday, is Scott Baio's girlfriend perfect to a fault? Is this true love or what?
You can't choose between emotions, or else you'll end up going...
Charles in charge. Then it's the battle of the band's girl singers, and John Stamos is the prize.
Ever since you met him, you've been all over him.
His heart's up for grabs, and he doesn't know it. Dreams.
This is CBS.
We're stuck. Stay calm. I'll push the emergency button.
Say, aren't you our Democratic congressman?
It is him.
I'm going to ask him a question. You're a Democrat, and your leaders are promising higher taxes. Are you going to vote to raise taxes? Yes or no?
Well, yes or no.
Yes or no? Where's no?
Find out if your congressman is for higher taxes, or just vote Republican. They want to keep taxes down.
Imagine me affording a luxury home and custom decorating. Horizons gave me my own personal decorator and money to decorate with. Special wall treatments, color schemes, room designs, custom lighting and fixtures, built-in cabinets. New life for my old furniture. My new home's a dream today, worth a lot more tomorrow. Horizons in Skyline City. The only condominium made better by design.
Horizons in Skyline City, developed by the Charles E. Smith Companies. In a time of advanced technology and luxury cars, the 1985 Oldsmobile 98 Regency Brougham is the epitome of road management. Independent suspension on all four wheels keeps one oblivious to road conditions. The new multi-port fuel-injected power system assures spirited response. This is the luxury of precise performance. Perfect timing.
Glenn Brenner, the one to watch, weeknights.
Herb, here's a surprise near the end of the half, and Minnesota still leading the defending Super Bowl champion, the Raiders. Right now, the score out in the Los Angeles Coliseum is 13-10. Obviously, throughout the second half of the Washington-Dallas game, we'll keep you up to date with all the highlights on that one. Buffalo and Seattle, the Bills have just returned a punt for their second touchdown. 17-14, the Seahawks with the score there. Pittsburgh playing a real good defensive game. 49ers haven't lost this year. It's 10-7. They're in the third quarter of that one. And, of course, the game you're watching right here, Dallas and Washington. Redskins lead. Let's take a look at some of the action in case you missed it. Tony Dorsett struck early as the Cowboys moved right down the field, broke a tackle, outran the Washington secondary, and it was 7-0. And Tom Landry said, now we're in business. But Gary Hogaboom forces a pass here. He's looking for Ron Springs. Instead, Monty Coleman, who was standing right there, picked it off, went 49 yards with the interception, and after the extra point, it was tied at 7. Then that seemed to give the Redskins a huge lift. Joe Theismann throwing a pass here to Clint Didier. He goes in for the 8-yard touchdown, and now the Redskins add a 20-yard field goal by Mark Mosley, and they're ahead 17-7. And we also have a late update on the World Series in the top of the third. Steve Garvey has just singled in Tony Gwynn, and now Detroit leads the Padres 3-1. More of the second half coming up now from the nation's capital, and let's send you back to Pat Summerall and John Madden. Pat?
Halftime at RFK Stadium. The Redskins 17, Dallas 7. Pat Summerall here with John Madden. And, John, it would seem that if Dallas is going to get back in this game, there are a couple of things they've got to get done. One, they've got to stop Riggins, and two, they've got to stop Dave Butts.
That's right, and I think maybe they have to try and get back to running Tony Dorsett. But it's going to be a tough job for him because with the Redskins having a 10-point lead, this is now their type of game. The Redskins are a ball control type team. John Riggins up the middle, John Riggins left, John Riggins right. And when they can do that to you, he is tough to stop. He already has 86 yards.
What kind of blocking combination can they come up with? to stop Dave Butts?
Well, what I think they have to do is take the center and put both the center and right guard on Butts. Always have the center blocking right.
Joe Gibbs was talking about during the week he felt that there was a lot of propaganda being issued from Dallas. He said the team is better than we are. They don't look like it right now.
Well, they sure don't. I think that the Redskins here under Joe Gibbs with the John Riggins running, I think, you know, they're as tough as they ever have been.
Do you think right now, as we looked at the NFC East standings earlier, it's very close. Do you think the Redskins have to be considered the favorite to win again?
I would think so, because they have that experience, and you know, that doesn't always show in the first half of the season. It shows in the second and down towards the playoff time, and I think that they're the type of team that as some of these injured players start to come back, I think the Redskins are going to be better. When they get a Dexter Manley back, they get Charlie Brown back, they get Mark Murphy back, they're only going to be better.
All right, the teams are starting to come back on the field now. It's 17-7 at RFK Stadium in Washington. Here come the Cowboys. Another good half coming your way. Washington up by 10.
The insulation is ready, and the time is now. It's all up to you to beat those high home heating and air conditioning costs. So get rolling. Add an extra layer of Owens Corning Pink Attic blanket insulation and score energy savings. If you act now, you'll get a free warm-up jacket with the emblem of your favorite NFL team. A great offer, only from Owens Corning.
You know, a quarterback can't afford a breakdown in protection. That's why I use protection of Conoco motor oil in my car. Now, it can't prevent all your engine problems, but it might surprise you to know that in millions of miles of everyday use, the formulation of premium Conoco motor oils has never caused an engine breakdown. My protection just never quits. Conoco, products that protect.
Ah, the joys of watching football on the Sony. What a picture, what a game. What about the rest of your family? Remember them? They have to use the other set, the one without the exclusive Trinitron picture, the one without the patented one-gun, one-lens system, the one that isn't a Sony. But do you care about your second set? Nah, you don't really need another Sony, do you? Or do you?
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ram Tough Trucks and revolutionary new cars, Dodge and American Revolution. Wang puts people in front of computers. And by Prestone 2 Antifreeze. America goes with Prestone.
Pat Summerall and John Madden, RFK Stadium in Washington. Halftime statistics. The one big one, the one that really sticks out, is the one turnover, which was the 49-yard touchdown after the interception by Monty Coleman.
I think that was the changing point in this game. And the other thing, I think, was Dorsett didn't do much in the second quarter. You know, in the first quarter, carried the ball 9 times, 53 yards, and a touchdown. The second quarter, he carried it 3 times for -4 yards. So the Redskins have done something in the second quarter to stop Dorsett.
Septien hits it high and deep into the end zone, and Nelms will just stay there with it. The Redskins will start operating from their own 20.
As a matter of fact, the Redskins really won that second quarter. They had the ball in the second quarter for over 9 minutes.
They lead 17-7, their first possession of the second half. Washington and where they started. Started their own 3 and they had to punt. Hayes got off a great punt. Topped off by a penalty, and that really got him out of a serious hole. Heisman controlled sprint out. Heisman going deep for Calvin Muhammad. Touchdown. Just a great throw by Theismann.
That's the type of thing you can do after a 15-minute halftime. Where the Redskins have Polaroids, they have charts, they know what the Cowboys did in the first half. That's the play that they thought was set up, and that was the play that they wanted to run the first shot out of the barrel.
80 yards. Theismann threw a strike. And it's the Redskins 24, Dallas 7, and Danny White warming up on the other side of the field.
All truck companies talk tough, but only one puts its money where its mouth is. Dodge. Because only Dodge gives you a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty on engine, powertrain, and outer body rust-through. It covers new 85 full-size pickups, wagons, vans, and Ram Chargers, making Dodge the best back trucks in America. That's guaranteed.
Us syncopators of Progressive Ribs have a unique style of jawing.
Howard says jazz musicians talk funny.
And after a gig, I finger pop with a light beer from Miller.
After playing, Howard enjoys a light beer.
Light is super cool and a breeze on the calories you dig.
Light is less filling, with a third less calories than their regular beer. And the taste, Howard?
Oh, man, it's Obop Shabam. It's lay down, break down, birdie on the hot side of town.
He likes it.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less.
They've already done the hard part. All we have to do is vote.
Pat Summerall and John Madden in Washington. The Redskins, 80 yards from Theismann to Calvin Muhammad, and they lead Dallas 24-7. Got to come out of there now. Touchdown.
Calvin Muhammad is the outside guy. Ron Fellows is on him. Dexter Clinkscale is the free safety looking to the inside. Muhammad has great speed. He runs right by Fellows, and he runs by Clinkscale. Now, that play was set up with a little motion. We'll show it after this next play. We'll show it on a chalkboard to show the whole thing as it happened.
Still Hogaboom at quarterback to start the second half. He's going right to work. They're going to try to. Tony Hill. That will be enough for a Dallas first down. Vernon Dean, the defender.
Let's show what happened now. Here's Muhammad here. Here's Fellows. Now, as they go in motion here, that brings a rotation of the Cowboys secondary. Then Theismann sprints out to the right, throws from here all the way back across the field. Clinkscale is looking to the inside. Now, we'll see. Here comes the motion. Now watch the Cowboys secondary rotate this way. See it? Now Theismann sprints right. Now he's going to throw back left all the way back across to Muhammad, who gets behind Ron Fellows and Dexter Clinkscale. Good play.
Dorsett can't find a hole. Now scampers out for about 4 or 5 outside the 30. Tom Beasley made the stop. Here comes the play in from Landry. That is the longest pass play of the year for Theismann, by the way. His previous long was 51. It's the second longest of his career.
There's John Riggins. You know, when he's not in there carrying the ball and running with the offense, you wonder where he is. He spends a lot of time with that guy right there.
The oxygen guy. Here's the pitch back to Dorsett. He's got some room. Dorsett knocked out of bounds by Ken Coffey, but he gets into Redskin territory. 25-yard gain, a Dallas first down.
This is one thing that the Cowboys have to do. They have to get Tony Dorsett back in their offense. He was in the first quarter, wasn't in the second quarter, and they need this type of thing, because anytime he gets his hands on the ball, he can do this with it, and sometimes he can even do more than that with it.
25-yard gain. He got not a vicious block by any means, but he got a screening block from Tony Hill, the wide receiver.
That's all it takes. We'll always talk about that, but in any big run, there will always be some type of block by a wide receiver.
Two tight ends set up now. Nothing doing for Dorsett this time. Mel Kaufman and Tom Beasley made the stop.
I think it was Kaufman. He was a left linebacker, and he knifed in there on a blitz, and he got Dorsett before he could get started on that one. What they call a red dog, when the two outside linebackers blitz.
Washington defense has not allowed a runner to get over $100. Dorsett has 76 down. 2nd and 11. Redskin blitz. Springs. Out of bounds by Kaufman again. Like about 4 yards short of the first down.
I'll tell you, and Hogaboom got it again from behind by Monty Coleman. There was a mismatch here. Now watch Coleman. He's 51. Dorsett has to block him. He dives. Coleman goes right over him. And watch, boom, right in the back as he throws the ball. I don't even think Dorsett touched him. And here comes Butts coming from the other side. How would that be? You got some guy coming from your backside unblocked, and Butts coming from your front side.
3rd and 4 from the Redskins 38. Hogaboom bounces one through the hands of Springs. He had enough for the first down if he could have held on. Here comes the punting unit.
You know, I was talking about halftime, how you can make adjustments. You know, up here in the booth, they take Polaroids of all the defenses and where they line up and how they're playing in all situations. Then at halftime, you can go and show them to the players in the locker room and decide what play you think can give you the big play. Of course, it's obvious that they thought about Khalid Muhammad.
Danny White into punt. Milne standing back at the 10. Shanks it off the side of his foot and out of bounds. Not one of his better efforts. A net of 24 yards on the punt as White had it slice off the side of his foot. 24-7. Washington over Dallas. 3rd quarter.
No company can simply deliver a computer and feel it has delivered on the promise of office automation. At Wang, we provide service and support along with our computers so that the people who use them will always be able to perform to their fullest potential. Wang, we put people in front of computers.
Dodge announces the toughest truck warranty in America. 5 years or 50,000 miles, covering transmissions, drive shafts, blocks, heads, flywheels, transfer cases, axles, U-joints, water pumps, all internal engine parts, and outer body rust on every truck we build. Ford and Chevy talk tough. Dodge proves it. Dodge, the best back trucks in America. That's guaranteed.
Football next Saturday on CBS. Michigan against Iowa and UCLA against California starts live at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Redskins come out of the huddle at their own 14-yard line. They lead 24-7. Now they start the wave from the upper deck. Here's Riggins. John Dutton with his arms around Big John.
Did you see what a ride Riggins gave Dutton on that play? You know, and Dutton's a big, strong guy. Dutton's like 6'7", 275, and when he grabbed a hold of Riggins, he gave him a little ride. Watch him. Dutton is the inside guy there, takes on the block. Now watch him right here. He gets a hold of Riggins here. He has him, and he takes him for another couple yards.
They give Riggins 4, make it 2nd and 6. Ball on the Redskin 18. Theismann to Muhammad. They almost broke away from Everson Wall.
I'll tell you, the Redskins just got Calvin Muhammad, but the Cowboys are giving him a lot of respect. Watch Everson Walls. He's playing zone. He's looking in at the quarterback, but look how far he is off Muhammad. After you get a deep one, you can always hit short ones in front of the corner. Because they're always saying, well, he's not going to get it on me. Got it on Fellows last time, not on me. Not getting deep on me.
Hammond very nearly broke that one. He's caught 4 for 98 yards. Riggins hit behind the line of scrimmage this time by John Dutton first.
I'll tell you, Dutton got in there that time, and he hit him, and he stopped him right there in his tracks.
These are perhaps the most enthusiastic fans anywhere. Certainly in pro football, they love the Redskins. Second and 9 from the 29.
An advantage of being 6'3". We see Ron Fellows on him here. Close to running stride for stride, but that's a perfect throw. Nothing Fellows could do about that one. Right over the outside shoulder into the hands of Art Monk. Watch it. Fellows jumps. There's no way he can reach that ball. Luckily, just gets a hand on there, and Monk steps out of bounds. Although I didn't see where he stepped out of bounds.
It was close.
Whoa!
Here's Riggins on the counter play. Riggins inside the 30. Michael Downs made the stop. This is a play that they've made famous.
Let's see if he is out of bounds. You know, the last time I didn't see him being out of bounds. Watch him here. He catches perfect throw. Geez, that's a great throw. I don't know. I don't see where he steps out of bounds. He didn't step out of bounds there. And I don't think any other step goes out of bounds. No, he didn't step out of bounds.
Sure doesn't look like it.
Touchdown in my eyes.
Second and 3. Give again to Riggins. He lost the ball. Redskins got it back. Somebody hooked Riggins' arm. Ball came out. Redskins recovered.
I think that's what the Cowboys need in this game now. I think they need some type of turnover, some play to give them the big lift. They almost got it right here. We see him here, Randy White working to the outside. And then right there, Michael Downs coming up from his secondary position, missed the tackle, and doing so, just reached his left hand in and knocked it out.
Jeff Bostic, the offensive center, made the recovery. It's that much short of a first down. Line of scrimmage, the Dallas 26. Riggins 20 carries, 100 yards.
And I'm sure that this is going to be his 21st carry right here.
These are the kind of situations when he's just liable to break it. He did, you remember, in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Wansley moves around. This is Riggins. He's got the first. Bob Brunick made the initial hit. Riggins picks up the first down.
That's what Tom Landry was saying last night, and why he's so valuable. He said it's not, you know, the 100 yards he gets or the 10, but it's when he gets the yard. It's the short yardage, it's the goal line, it's those types of things that keep the ball for you.
Redskins are 17-2 when John Riggins goes for 100 yards or more. So he's at that point now.
Wonder how they lost those 2 games.
And that's so. Muhammad has split out wide to the right. The give is to Riggins. By John Dutton again. After about 3 or 4 yards, though.
One thing, Riggins seems to be getting some real good holes, and that means that the blocking, you know, that Joe Jacoby and Grimm and Bostic and May and those guys are really doing a job on that front 4 and linebacker. Just watch him here. We see Mark May, George Stark fire off the ball, Bostic pulling out and leading. You see, they're getting the Cowboys going backwards. And the way to beat the run is penetrate, get into their backfield.
Second down and 6. Riggins again. Bouncing off people and lunging down inside the 15 to about the 12. Michael Downs finally had to make the stop.
See, Riggins cut back to the left. He said yesterday, he said, why don't you take my place and I'll take your place. He said, but when you do, always find Grimm and Jacoby. Get in behind them. You see him doing that? Look, he starts to the right. He sees nothing there. He runs back. He just goes and finds number 68 and 66 and just gets right in room behind him. That's about 600 pounds you're getting behind.
13 years he's been running with the football. That's remarkable in itself. He goes about 240. Just over 7 minutes left to play in the third quarter, and here's Riggins with a big hole over the left side. Riggins hammers down inside the 5.
I'll tell you, those are gaping holes over there. Watch the left tackle, 66, Joe Jacoby. Watch him fire out. He gets into Jeff Goat, gets him turned around, comes off on Bruning, the linebacker. He just locks into him and just keeps pushing. Look at Big Joe, 66. Man, he's hitting 1, it got 2. He's trying to find a third guy.
Guy who wasn't drafted. Next to Russ Grimm. About 600 pounds, as you said.
They're 2 old-time football players.
Oh, yeah. On second down, here's Riggins. He's to about the 5. Jim Jeffcoat made the stop.
I tell you, that old body takes a pounding now, huh, John, when you do that? You say, where's that oxygen now that I need it? Maybe they'll get some extender. You can just put it right out there in the field. I'll tell you, he's a man's man and a football player's football player.
3rd and 1.
Look at him. I mean, he looks like one. Look, he got stuff on his jersey, grass stains, dirt. Got a little beard going in there. You don't shave for a couple days. They get ready to play football.
Perfect National Leaguer. Otis Wansley, the move man. Not now. Wansley's in front of Riggins. They give again to Riggins. He is knocked backwards. That'll bring up a 4th down.
See, the Cowboys finally got what they needed there. They got penetration. Mark Tuinei, number 71, got in the backfield.
Gibson's in Mosley. They'll go for another short field goal. Redskins lead already, 24-7. Trying to make it 27-7. Riggins, a little weary.
Say, man, I'm earning my money today. This is a tough day's work. Help get him off.
From 22 yards out, Mosley is good. Well, they've kept that Dallas defense out there a long time. 27-7 Redskins lead with 5:14 left to play. Third quarter. Riggins puts on the jacket, calls for the oxygen. Redskins ahead by 20.
It starts with a subtle glance. The enticement of discovering something wondrously new. The Dodge Aries K. Sleek, new styling that will captivate you. Performance that will infatuate you. You always knew Aries for economy. Now you'll love it for its beauty. And now you'll know how it feels to be seduced by Dodge Aries.
What gets America moving when the weather turns cold? Presto. What keeps football heroes on the go?
Prestone. Why does your car need a fresh fill of Prestone? A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while a Prestone radiator looks this good. That's the Prestone difference.
What gets the country set for winter from New York to San Antonio? America goes with Prestone.
Wednesday, Charlton Heston, the father. John Savage, the son. Maude Adams, the woman who married one but loved the other. Nairobi Affair.
Riggins went to the oxygen mask, and he deserves it.
Look at that. See, he has that little beard going, hair, good sweat on him. Big hand, look, a little sneeze into that thing. Man, that's all. You don't worry about anything.
Gary Allen at the 3. Flag is thrown from the sideline. Allen got it out to about the 22.
Now with a 20-point lead, I'm sure that Tom Landry is thinking about this now as a call on the plays. He may have to get away from the run. Just throw it in there once in a while to make him honor it.
Holding number 55 on the return. First down.
But again, when you're down by 20, you have to get that first one rather quickly. Don't worry about anything.
Gary Allen at the 3. Flag is thrown from the sideline. Allen got it out to about the 22. Riggins went to the oxygen mask, and he deserves it.
Look at that. See, he has that little beard going, hair, good sweat on him. Big hand, look, a little sneeze into that thing. Man, that's all. You don't worry about anything.
Gary Allen at the 3. Flag is thrown from the sideline. Allen got it out to about the 22.
Now with a 20-point lead, I'm sure that Tom Landry is thinking about this now as a call on the plays. He may have to get away from the run. Just throw it in there once in a while to make him honor it.
Holding number 55 on the return. First down.
But again, when you're down by 20, you have to get that first one rather quickly.
5 minutes and 4 seconds left to play third quarter. Redskins ahead by 20 points. It's still Hogaboom.
It'll be interesting to see as we see Dave Butts there, see how they're going to block him, whether they just keep the right guard on him, either Brian Baldinger or Howard Richards, or if they do double him and bring the center Tom Rafferty over. I wonder if he's thinking that. He's looking, who's going to block me this time? Come on out here, get up here, let's see what we got going. Let's do it.
First down, Cowboys. Ball is on their own 11. Dorsett is split out wide to the left. And the handoff is to Ron Springs. He gets out to about the 15. Monty Coleman on the stop. Minnesota 13, the Raiders 10. That's still in the third quarter. Buffalo 24. Buffalo 14, Seattle 24, beg your pardon. Pittsburgh still leads San Francisco 10-7. And in the World Series, Detroit and San Diego are tied 3-3. Second and 6 here as Washington leads Dallas 27-7. Dorsett again a split wide to the left. Outside to Springs. Springs struggling to get out of the grasp of Rich Malott, who's been out with a bad elbow, but is playing on passing situations. Danny White over on the sideline.
You know, as we look at Danny White, it was interesting, and Joe Gibbs even brought it up yesterday about how good the Cowboys are. He said, you know, that Danny White, when he was quarterbacking, that every game he ever started, every regular season game he started here at RFK Stadium, he beat the Redskins. And he said, here's a guy who beat us every time in a regular season here, and he can't even start anymore. That's how good they are.
Third is short. It's going to be close. He spun out of a grasp with somebody. He's
see that he had a little right foot job there. That's going to be short. That won't be a first down. That's short. But he had that left foot there, first down. Right foot, short. Short, no way. Watch as they hand it in here. Springs on a little counter step to the left. He cuts back. A linebacker was right there waiting for him. He got that first hit, and then the other linebackers, Jim Youngblood, was in there, the second guy in, to stop that forward lean.
It was Olkowitz who made the first contact and brought him down shy of the first down. Danny White back to punt. Mike Nelms back deep. Hangs it high. Nelms comes up. Still on his feet is Nelms. inside Cowboy territory before Victor Scott can finally get him down. 34-yard punt by White. 2:57 left to play in the third quarter with Dallas leading 27-7. Washington leading, sorry.
For 1985, Colt, the Japanese car famous for quality, economy, and performance, now comes with a great new addition, 4 doors.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
The Colt is imported for Dodge and Plymouth and built by Mitsubishi in Japan. Colt, it's all the Japanese you need to know.
Murray. Murray.
I have taken on many fighters and tried many beers. One beer is in a class by itself. Light beer from Miller. Light tastes great and it's less filling. It weighs in at a third less calories than the regular beer. Yes, I discovered your greatest beer, but I never met your greatest fighter. Hey, who is this Billy Martin anyway?
Billy Martin? He's warm, he's gentle, good looking too.
I got to meet this guy.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
A reminder, next Sunday, a CBS Sports Special, America's Marathon Chicago. 4:30 Eastern Time it begins. Not seen in all areas.
You know, you think of a lot of things you wouldn't like to do. That's one, run a marathon. And this is the other thing I'd never want to do, be a punt returner. Look at Nelms, how he just stands there and he just keeps going. Guys hitting him, spin, boom, boom, whap, all kinds of guys, his own guys diving on you after the play. That's the toughest act in football.
Keith Griffin in relief of Riggins. Brought down by Fellows, but Griffin hammers down to the 15, a gain of 31 yards.
Keith Griffin, that's what you call the old change of pace. Looked like Joe Jacoby was hurt on that play, but he's going back in. Watch this, you know, they pound a big 240-pound Riggins at you all day, and then they put in a little Griffin. He runs the same play. It's that counter play. Here comes Jacoby. He comes around. He just knocks Too Tall Jones right down, keeps going. Look at that hole that Keith Griffin had. Like, he does have natural running ability, doesn't he? See those legs going, whoom, whoom, whoom.
Straight cut. Here he is again. Fumble. Cowboys have picked it up. It's Michael Downs chased by Theismann, and Theismann takes him out of bounds. Theismann saved the touchdown.
And that's the type of play that the Cowboys needed. If they're going to get back in this game, they need turnovers. That's the first one.
2:38 left to play third quarter. Redskins up 27-7.
You know people like me. We're young, ambitious. These are the uniforms we wear at work. But these are the uniforms we wear when we serve part-time in the National Guard and the Reserves. You see, in the Guard and Reserves, you earn extra money. So you not only serve your country, you serve yourself. Yet while you serve, you can live at home and keep your full-time job. Because in the Guard and Reserves, you don't have to give up one life to live another.
The National Guard and the Reserves. Talk to your local recruiter.
When Lotus introduced 123 software, it became the talk of the business world. And 123 quickly took its rightful place at the top of the PC software sales charts. But people said,
Lotus, what are you doing for an encore?
Lotus announces Symphony. 123 and new Symphony software from Lotus. One great idea after another.
To me, Pat, this has been the story of the game. Watch the left side of the line here. Joe Jacoby, Russ Grimm. Watch him take on Randy White and Jim Jeffcoat. There's a fumble on the play, but they just knocked him back off the line 5 yards, and that's where the game is won and lost. On that play, it was a big play for the Cowboys. They come up with a turnover, but that offensive line of the Redskins has been handling this Cowboy defense.
They've done some job, you're right. Hogaboom back to throw if he has time. Gets it into Tony Hill. Tony Hill stays on his feet. Gets into Redskins territory to the 46. 16-yard gain and a Dallas first down. Neil Olkowitz brought him down.
Now the Cowboys in the third quarter, 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Again, they're thinking in terms of one touchdown, but they're thinking in terms of getting that one touchdown quickly.
It's got to be done pretty quickly now. Clock running less than just about 2 minutes by the time they get this play off. Dallas' last 7 possessions, they've had 6 punts and 1 interception. Throw the boom back. Redskins in a blitz. Hogaboom is buried. Dave Butts, Monty Coleman, Beasley. Second sack of Hogaboom.
Well, they still can't get Dave Butts blocked. He's the first guy there. Watch him on the right-hand side of the screen. Right here. Now he's going to be on Howard Richards, comes in, takes the inside move. Here he comes right up onto Hogaboom. He gets a hold of him here, and now here comes Monty Coleman. But that's the thing that they have to do. They had to get Butts blocked. They're not giving any help. You see, Rafferty went to the left. He went the other side. Butts took that hole that Rafferty vacated, and he's right in Hogaboom's face.
Rafferty came out of there to try to pick up a blitzer. Here they come again. Hogaboom has it picked off. Rich Malott comes up with the interception, and the Redskins get it at midfield.
That one, I think a lot of it again has to do with the pass rush. Hogaboom has been taking a heavy pass rush. That was that option type of thing. Cosby was trying to find an open seam in the middle. Malott was just reading the quarterback, and he was right there.
First down, Redskins, their own 48. Riggins is back. Fake to Riggins. Guy's been going to work. Art Monk caught it. Flag is down. The ball got away from Monk, but Walls is going to be called for pass interference. Redskins pouring it on.
Tell you, when you can get that running going, you can get everything going. That line has to anchor in. Watch Monk. Walls is looking back to the inside. Then he had a turn. When he turned, Monk got by him, and you see that, the right arm right there. He bumped him, pushed him before the ball got there.
No question about it.
See, he has a step. Now watch the right arm come in right there where he hit him. That was a pass interference. Then he does it with the left. He caught him with the right arm, then the left hand. That was the old double one.
First and goal from the 10. Gain of 41 yards. Heisman got a great day throwing. He gives to Riggins. Riggins behind that left side again. Hammers down inside the 5. Randy White finally got him down, but Riggins just riding the shoulders of Grimm and Jacoby.
That's what he does. He says just find numbers 68 and 66. That time he ran right into Jacoby's back and just followed him up to the 5-yard line. Whoop.
Great day on the sideline. They just can't get him blocked, as you say.
He gives you good sweat, too. All 300-pounders will give you good sweat.
Riggins hammers to the left side, down to about the 2. All you can do is look. You remember last week against St. Louis when things got out of hand? Landry went to White, and he took him to a touchdown, and then the Cardinals held the ball for 8.5 minutes. 11 seconds left to play third quarter, and they'll swap in. That's the end of the third quarter with the score: Washington 27, Dallas 7. We now pause for word from your local station.
Next Saturday, a twin bill of college football. Big Ten rivals Michigan and Iowa clash, and UCLA battles California next Saturday on CBS Sports. This is CBS.
Fred, spoke to Blake. If we can lower the bid, it's ours. I need your best number.
I'll call you right back.
I knew you could do it, pal.
Alex Cellular Car Phone Service lets you do business anywhere, anytime, which frees you up for other things.
Hi, sweetheart. Just want to say goodnight. Tell Mommy I'm on my way home.
Alex, for the business of life.
The new Ford Rangers are really tough. Take this new Standard Ranger, twin I-beam suspension, and the widest cab of any compact. This Ranger 4x4 has the same thing, plus four-wheel drive. And with the Ranger XLT, you can get sporty options, plus a powerful V6 engine. But my favorite Ranger of all is the one Ford designed to my personal specifications. I call it Rigo's Ranger.
And now you can win Rigo's Ranger. Call your local Ford dealer for details.
Boy, it's great to be on vacation.
Yeah, and we never go on vacation without Hertz.
I wouldn't risk my vacation with an unreliable rent-a-car company.
And Hertz affordable weekly rates save me money.
But people say Hertz is more reliable.
But now, Hertz costs less money.
Arnie, more reliable.
Less money.
Arnold, more reliable.
Less money.
Hertz Affordable Florida, only $89 a week. Now the rent-a-car company that gives you more is less.
Less money.
Well, they let anybody in this place.
Hertz, the #1 way to rent a car.
Glenn Brenner, the one to watch, weeknights.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Pontiac. Cars built with a feel for the road. Pontiac, we build excitement. Light beer from Miller, everything you've always wanted in a beer, and less. And by Federal Express, when you have a package that absolutely positively has to be there overnight. Federal Express.
RFK Stadium in Washington. The Redskins on the move again. They lead 27-20, 27-7. So third and goal, Theismann going for the touchdown has Clint Didier for his second of the day.
Watch Didier here again. He comes in motion from the left to the right. The same play that he scored the touchdown on before. He comes in motion, and then he goes out and just turns up the field, and then out to the right side, an out pattern. By the time Michael Downs gets there, he's in the end zone.
Hail to the Redskins. Washington 34, Dallas 7. We're in the fourth quarter with 14:54 remaining. Next week's game, Washington will be against St. Louis. That ought to be a honey. Giants against Philadelphia. Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago, Tampa Bay, and San Francisco at Houston. Here are the standings. Washington and Dallas both 4-2. The Giants 4-3, along with St. Louis. And Philadelphia not out of the picture at 3-4. And that St. Louis game against Washington looks big.
You know, one reason it looks big, or one other reason it looks big, is because both of these teams have proven that they can score a lot of points.
Allen from the goal line. A lot of popping. Trey Junkin led the special team charge down to stop Allen. And we have a new quarterback for Dallas, Danny White.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a tough situation when you're down 34-7. What is it? One quarterback was put in this situation once and said to the coach, "You want me to go in and go for the tie or for the win?"
34-7, 14:45 left to play. Hogaboom on the sideline now.
Hey, it's been a long day for Gary Hogaboom, but he was under a heavy pass rush.
Dorsett will try to run a draw play. Nothing doing. There's a penalty marker down on the far side of the field. Beasley on the tackle.
You know, it was an interesting thing in this game. It looked like the Cowboys came out. They were fired up. They got that first score. Nice drive. Then the Redskins got that interception from Monty Coleman. And
20, offense declined, second down.
And from that point on, they seem to be so fired up that everything they're doing with the ultimate emotion.
Changed the whole complexion of the game. Then they had him pinned down deep, and Hayes got off that great punt. They tacked a penalty onto that, and they never have recovered. It's 2nd and 11. White will try to throw. He's under heavy pressure again. He gets it out to Springs. Dorsett has a block in front of him, but the Redskin pursuit is right there. Monty Coleman on the tackle, and Butts again.
Well, one thing, they're doing the same thing with Danny White that they did for Hogaboom. They just don't block Dave Butts. There's Brian Baldinger again. Butts again took that inside on him, and he's right up there and has Danny White. Danny White spins out of it and gets it to Springs, but I don't think they've blocked Dave Butts all day.
Butts comes out for a rest now. Total offense by half. Dallas 169 to 170 in the first half. But this half, 205 to 68 for Washington. 3rd and 7. Danny White gave Cosby the hook sign, I guess. Let's see if he looks there. Yep. And Cosby gets enough for the first down before being tackled by Curtis Jordan.
That was an interesting play. You know, you have all these sophisticated offenses and plays, and he just tells him, go up in the middle, Doug, and hook. Watch, here's Cosby, gives a little move outside, comes back to the inside. Danny White watched him all the way, whack, right in the middle of the field.
Doug Cosby, he's developed into an excellent tight end. 13-10 left to play. Dallas at their own 45-yard line. White. Outside to Dorsett. Dorsett hurled out of bounds after he gets to midfield by Vernon Dean.
I'll tell you, in talking about being hurled, Danny White was hurled to the ground just as he threw that ball. I'll tell you, these Cowboy quarterbacks have really taken a beating today. But they finally get that thing protected. Now watch right here, just as he throws the ball, there's Darrell Grant, got him high, and there was someone else down below getting him low.
Beasley. 2nd and 6. They got 4 on the pass completion from White to Dorsett. Tony Hill is left. Renfro is right. Too much time. 30-second clock had expired. The Redskins coming with their pass rushing.
2nd down.
Let's bring you up to date on some of the other scores around the NFL. Not a very happy day for that man.
I'm just saying, I don't know why we can't get the ball in the play in there sooner than that. This is going to be 2 weeks in a row for the Cowboys.
Yeah, 2nd and 11. White to Hill. Tony Hill headed for the sideline and stops the clock after getting inside the 35. Vernon Dean on the coverage. Seattle 24-21 over Buffalo. Minnesota 20, the Raiders 13. San Francisco has come roaring back and leads Pittsburgh 17-10. Here's the completion.
Let's watch Tony Hill out there now with a big lead, 34-7. You give the receivers a cushion. Vernon Dean's doing that. He got turned around there. You don't want to let him get deep. Let him catch things in front of you, but don't let him get the easy, quick one.
12:40 left to play. Hill's caught 6 passes for 105 yards as White drops back. Going deep. Pass almost intercepted in the end zone. Curtis Jordan almost came up with it. It was intended for Tony Hill.
Well, Curtis Jordan is a free safety. You see, he's playing today with a broken thumb. You see his right hand. He has a cast on his right hand, but that's what the free safety does. The free safety is free in the middle, and he plays center field, and he plays for that deep ball.
Tony Hill walks off, gets a rest. Kirk Phillips comes in to take his place. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Redskin 33. Joe Gibbs certainly had his team well prepared for this one.
He's created so much confidence.
Renfro makes the catch. Fine diving catch by Renfro, and it is a catch. He's in bounds. Darrell Green on the coverage, but Renfro came up with it.
Watch it now. He's going to push up Darrell Green, and then he's going to just make a quick cut out to the outside. Danny White gets the ball right into him. I'll tell you, that Danny White's a competitor. You know, he really is and always has been. Let's watch. Now they're finally getting the thing blocking in there. You see, it's a stunt. The end went to the outside. Butts came to the inside, and they just zoned him out. Butts came outside. Man went inside is what I meant.
But they kept a solid front up there against it. Nobody came out of there. From the 23. White to Hill. Tony Hill dancing. Gets down to about the 11. Darrell Green on the stop. But it's another Cowboy first down. 15-yard gain.
One thing is very obvious that the Cowboys have missed Tony Hill, and now having him back, I think that's going to help him. It hasn't helped him a lot here today, but we can see Tony Hill can get open. Tony Hill can catch the ball, and Tony Hill can make big plays.
Hill now with 7 receptions. 1st and goal from the 7. They've got to get it done in a hurry to make anything close. Dorsett is the lone setback. White's going for it right now. Dave Butts bats the ball.
I think big Phil Pozderac, the left tackle, ended up with it. Let's watch it here. Butts is going to again get pressure up the middle. See, he tried the inside move. Now that time Rafferty stayed there, so that gave the guard help. Butts still knocked the ball down. Pozderac, number 75, the left tackle, comes up with it. But see, that helped by just keeping Rafferty in there a little. As Butts went to the inside, he saw Rafferty there, so he went back out, and that let the guard square up on him.
It's 2nd and goal from the 6. They give to Dorsett, and he fires into the end zone. The trap play up the middle. Touchdown. Danny White looked very sharp.
Well, he did look sharp, and he looked sharp last week when he did the same thing against the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, it was too much too late. Too little too late.
77 yards, he took him. Here's the touchdown by Dorsett.
Let's watch. We see the center block to the left, the guard pull up on the middle linebacker. Dorsett take it quickly up the middle, break off to his left.
White was 7 out of 8 for 77 yards. Raphael Septien, Hogaboom back into hole. 10:52 left. It's 34-13 and 34-14. Very impressive drive by the Cowboys under the leadership of Danny White. 34-14, Washington leads.
Pontiac. It's brand new. It's from Pontiac, and it's called Grand Am. The latest in Pontiac road car technology, Grand Am is a true driver's coupe. That means it's built for drivers who appreciate engineering excellence as well as exciting road machinery. You know who you are. Grand Am, new from Pontiac, only from Pontiac.
We build excitement.
Pontiac.
Dick
Send this by Emery to Pittsburgh. And if it's not there by 10:30 tomorrow, I'm holding you personally responsible.
Send this by airborne to San Diego. And if it's not there by 10:30 a.m., Dick, you're in big trouble.
Send this by Purelator to Seattle. And he better get there by 10:30, Dick.
If you were in Dick's shoes, you'd probably do what Dick's going to do.
Hello, Federal.
Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
Washington 34, Dallas 14. 10:52 left to play. Rafael Septien set to kick off. Washington is guarding against the possibility of an onside kick. With all this time left, I doubt it. Mike Nelms up the middle. Outside the 20, about the 23. You get into a situation, and I'm sure you faced it, John, when you were coaching. What about this two-quarterback deal? Is it time to make a switch?
Well, that's always a tough thing, you know, and they call it a controversy when it's quarterbacks. But I think one thing, if they want to start Hogaboom, and then if you're going to bring in Danny White, I think you have to do it a little sooner. Like when the score was, you know, if you see he's struggling, the score is 14-7, where if Hogaboom isn't hot and White is, you can still win the game. So they may evolve to something like that, you know, either continuing to start Hogaboom and bringing White in sooner, or maybe even starting Danny White.
Here's a counterplay to Riggins over the left side again. He got a couple. Ed Jones on the stop. Next Sunday on the NFL Today, Herb Cross will have a report on the Cardinals' game-breaking duo of Neil Lomax to Roy Green. A combination that has become one of the most feared in the NFL.
Well, you know, the Cardinals have Lomax to Green, and of course next week it's going to also be Theismann to Art Monk, which we found out today isn't a bad deal.
And to Calvin Muhammad.
And to John Riggins behind Joe Jacoby and Russ Grimm.
Second down. The give to Riggins again. Riggins breaks up the middle. For an update on what's happening in the NFL, let's go back to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, here's the touchdown, the shocker that has the Vikes still ahead of the Raiders. After a fumble recovery, it was Tommy Kramer to Mike Mularkey. Remember now, they've missed an extra point, so they're sitting on a 20-13 lead. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Here it's 34-14. Washington leading with now less than 10 minutes left to play. Riggins, they measure, he's shy of the first down.
You know, we just saw a picture there of Randy White standing in there. Randy White's been kind of quiet today. You know, we haven't heard him making many tackles, and I think that may be a key to this defense. And maybe, you know, the job Russ Grimm did of blocking Randy White. You know, you just think of it. You know, I don't remember him getting a sack yet, and nor do I remember a lot of tackles.
Nope. Third and short. They come at that left side again. Riggins chased by Dutton. Riggins still on his feet, knocked out of bounds finally by Hegman. Oh, Billy Cannon, sorry. Cowboys' #1 draft choice, but Riggins continues to roll him up.
See that Riggins?
Excuse me, 31 carries, 162 yards for Riggins.
Watch him again. He's just going to follow Russ Grimm. He starts out there, gets a block by Otis Wansley, kicks him out, puts that ball in the left hand so he can have some speed and some balance, takes that thing up the sideline. I'll tell you, they finally knocked him down when he was out of bounds. You see, Jay, he just got up and went right to the bench. He said, I got you your first down. Let someone else do it for a while.
It's Keith Griffin. Griffin gets a couple. Billy Cannon again on the hit.
You know, I know that this is a type of football that Joe Gibbs loves. When you have a 20-point lead, 9 minutes to go, and you have a big offensive line, you're playing on grass where they're more effective, and you just keep running the ball at them. Just keep running and running it and running it.
And you got that big guy to carry it.
Look at that, man. He even has a hole in his warm-up jacket. They were probably trying to tackle him in the pregame warm-up. He's wearing that jacket. He got holes in it. That's a fullback.
National League jacket. 2nd and 8. Theismann throws outside to Muhammad. And he is cut down by Everson Walls, about a yard shy of the first down needed yardage. they say. Clock running with 8.5 minutes left to play. Some great fans here in Washington. Otis, Wansley, and Riggins now are back in the game on short yardage. 3rd and 2. Will they get another rest? 165 yards now for Riggins. His best as a Redskin in regular season play.
That's a pretty good day's work when you can come out and in 3.5 quarters gain 165 yards, have your team a 34-14 lead, go over 10,000 yards in your career rushing. That's a pretty good day, and then still put on a jacket that has holes in it. Man, that's football.
They give on the counter to Dave Griffin, and he's taken down. John Dutton again with Jim Jeffcoat the assist. The Redskins are doing exactly what they want to. They're keeping that clock running.
You know, I'll never forget that second game down in Dallas last year, that 4th down play where the Cowboys went for it. Ron Springs took the ball and Larry Cuban tackled him. They didn't get the first. Tom Landry was yelling, "No, Danny, no." That seemed to be the start of the Cowboys going downhill.
It sure did. Keith Griffin goes outside. Billy Cannon had a shot at him. Keith Griffin is really hammered by Bill Bates.
Listen to all that talking and yelling going on down there. Come on, do it again. I will get you. Griffin has been watching Riggins a little too much. He thought he could just turn it up and run over him, and he started going backwards.
Riggins happy. Got some energy left.
I'll tell you, we had a thrill yesterday when he invited us into his clubhouse to see that little clubhouse he has out there at the practice field. And
that's hallowed ground. 3rd and 8. Cowboys showing blitz. Redskins pick it up. Goes through the hands of Calvin Muhammad. Ron Fellows back there in the coverage. I don't know if I let that guy in the clubhouse or not.
I think I recognize him. I think he used to play for me. I think he's an old Raider.
Riggins taking a little stroll behind the bench.
Trying to find someone to congratulate him for going over 10,000 yards. They're just ignoring him.
Mosley will have a go at it from 47 yards out with Theismann holding. He's hit two shorties. Got enough leg. Not good. Wide left. Mosley took a little hit. Washington up 34-14.
Pontiac. When you get a Pontiac Sunbird, you get a car that's practical and easy to own. When you get a Pontiac Sunbird, you get a car that's technically advanced and carefully built. And when you get a Pontiac Sunbird, you can also get a car with 150 turbocharged horsepower. If you're so inclined. Sunbird. Only from Pontiac.
We build excitement. Pontiac.
The Great American Railroads. They were built to cut coast-to-coast travel from 5 months to 1 week and open up the West. That pioneer spirit made this country grow. Today, I see that same spirit and energy in hundreds of small to mid-sized companies whose new ideas, new jobs, and new technologies will continue to build America. At First Jersey Securities, we specialize in discovering these emerging growth companies for today's investors with vision. First Jersey Securities. Come grow with us.
Monday, Newhart's back in his hilarious season premiere. Will Dick get stuck with Kirk's Cafe?
Roof is shot, Dick.
We'll sell it if it takes every cent we got.
Monday.
Pat Summerall, John Madden, RFK Stadium in Washington, where the Redskins are in control of things. 6:02 left to play. Washington leading 34-14. Their last 5 possessions for Dallas. 3 punts, an interception, and a TD by Dorsett. White to Cosby, who lunges for a first down, gets kicked in the back of the head in the process. Mel Kaufman took him down.
Cosby, he just gets up and he puts his hands up and says, "You let him do anything out here today, huh?"
Second and short. 80 yards for a first down. Five and a half minutes left to play. Tony Hill out wide to the right. Renfro to the other side. Pitch back to Dorsett. He's got not much of a place to go. Monty Coleman wrapped him up. Close to a first down, but not quite.
Hey, Monty Coleman's had a big day. There's two Cowboy fans that can't wait to get a jacket on.
Uh-oh, Coleman's hurt.
Hey, he's been all over the place today, Monty Coleman. He's been making tackles on the run, interceptions. Big day.
34-14, fourth quarter. 5:11 left to play. Washington in control.
You know, one of the best things about being an ex-big leaguer is getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light beer from Miller. I love them. These fans know I drink light because it's less filling and it tastes great. Good seats, huh?
You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on.
Oh, I must be in the front row.
Come on.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Good seats, hey, buddy? He missed the tag! He missed the tag!
It's called Grand Am.
Grand Am.
It's a true driver's coupe, and it's all new.
Grand Am.
But better than that, it's from Pontiac.
Grand Am.
And you know what that means.
We build excitement.
Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, the Jeffersons, Alice, and Trapper John M.D. 5:11 left to play. Redskins up by 20 points. Third and a yard. Monty Coleman is up and walking around, seems to be okay. They need a yard. And he got it for an NFL update. Again, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Pat, here he comes. Marcus Allen. He leads in touchdowns in the NFL. Over the top now, and the Raiders are tied with the Minnesota Vikings at 20-all. In the World Series, Detroit now leads San Diego 4-3. They move to the top of the sixth. Back to Pat and John.
34-14 Washington here over Dallas. Cowboys got their first down. That's the situation with the clock running. All three timeouts remain for the Cowboys. Danny White has replaced Gary Hogaboom at quarterback. Redskins want to blitz it, and now they back out of it. White, Cosby. Cosby gets hit inside the Redskin 40. 21-yard gain. Curtis Jordan and Darrell Green. You could see Cosby anticipating contact.
He was open all the way because we see right there, we see Jim Youngblood, who was supposed to be on him, lined up on the other side, so no one's on Cosby. Danny White was also watching him all the way. Watch here, after he catches it, he knows that there's going to be some Redskin defenders there. That's not a bad combination, though. Danny White to Doug Cosby.
Jordan is staying in the game, playing with a little pain. Danny White is 9 out of 10 for 107 yards.
Jordan has so much pain he can't even put that shoulder pad back under his jersey.
White retreats. Tony Hill broke off the pattern. Vernon Dean back in the coverage. Dorsett and Hill in a little conversation. Let's see what's going on as far as scores elsewhere. Buffalo has taken the lead over Seattle, 28-24. Pittsburgh and San Francisco tied at 17. And in the World Series, Detroit 4-3 over San Diego at the end of 5. Second and 10. almost fell down. To Dorsett. He loses the football, gets it back. And they say it's an incomplete pass. .3:17 left. Clock has stopped. 3rd down and 10 from the Redskin 38. The Cowboys are going to have to do some regrouping. Redskins will take over the outright lead in the NFC East with a record of 5-2, and they will have won 5 in a row.
That's why it was a different 2 losses. Really, the Redskins were the first 2 games of the year against the 49ers and the Miami Dolphins.
White up into the pocket. Gets it finally to Tony Hill, who's struggling, trying to get away from King Coffey. Can't do it. And it'll be 4th and long.
I'll tell you one thing about these Redskins. You know, you just wonder where they get to play. I mean, players go down. They bring in guys. You know, Peters goes down. Coffey comes in and plays for him. Murphy goes down. Jordan comes in. Manley goes down. Beasley comes in. Malott goes down. Coleman and Kaufman come in. I mean, they've really had a lot of success when a player gets hurt, another player coming in and playing well. And I think a lot of that has to go to the coaching staff.
It certainly does. 4th and 9. They're very thorough. When you consider they got very little help in the draft, they really have done a good job. White has it picked off by Rich Malott. Intended for Renfro. That's Malott's 2nd interception of the day. That ought to put the icing on the cake. Their 2 guys are ready for anything. Turnovers. 3 interceptions. Rich Malott, who just had that operation on his elbow. A long day for those guys.
You watch here again on 4th down. Now, the thing is, you have to force the ball on 4th down because you can't throw it away. The Redskins were in a zone. Malott just went back there. White was trying to find a seam in the zone. He couldn't do it. But on 4th down, you have to throw something.
This is Rick Kane. He used to be with Detroit. Tackled by Randy White. Washington took advantage of those Dallas turnovers. 1 interception was returned by Coleman for a touchdown. And the 2nd one resulted in a touchdown. 2-minute warning. Washington ahead by 20 points.
Pontiac. The editors of Road and Track call the Pontiac 6000 STE one of the world's 12 best enthusiast cars. Car and Driver called the Pontiac 6000 STE one of the 10 best cars of 1984. So why did we make it even better for 1985? Just because. The sensational 6000. Only from Pontiac.
We build excitement. Pontiac.
I tell you, playing polo is a lot tougher than it looks.
Sure is.
And even though the horses do the running, you still can work up a thirst.
So after a chucker or 2, we have Westerns drink light beer from Miller.
Yeah, light tastes great, and it's got a third less calories than a regular beer.
And it's less filling.
And that's important, because tomorrow we're going to try our hand at water polo.
Yeah, I sure hope those horses can swim.
Me too.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less.
Tuesday, a successful and happily married couple adopt a troubled child.
She's a scared little girl who says she doesn't want a mother.
Jacqueline Smith in Sentimental Journey, Tuesday.
The Redskins ran 60 plays today. Riggins had the ball over half of the time, 32 carries for 165 yards. His best day ever in a regular season game. He had 182 in the playoffs. Rick Kane is lined up now behind Theismann. 2nd and 10. They give again to Kane. Tries the right side, gets thrown back. Ed Jones on the stop.
We were talking to Rick Kane yesterday. You know, he came from Pleasanton, where I live, and he went to the local high school there, Amador High School. So I've been watching Rick Kane for about 15 years. He was saying it's kind of a pleasure to be here and play for these Redskins. He said it's a different team, but everything they do has a purpose.
Good organization, and you're right. They leave very little to chance.
Giving that extra effort makes winners. Be All You Can Be, sponsored by the U.S. Army. One of the NFL's most versatile runners is William Andrews of the Atlanta Falcons. Second effort is the signature of his never-say-die style of running. Since 1979, he has dragged many a defender in his march towards becoming the league leader in combined rushing and receiving yards. By being the NFL's most productive runner over the last 5 years, William Andrews is the best he can be.
GCA, this is Army 212, 7 miles northwest, low fuel, heavy weather.
Army 212, radar contact, turn right, heading 150.
With a fog-bound helicopter hanging on your every word, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, only that you're good.
Slowly.
Roger.
Overlanding threshold.
Be all that you can be.
Thanks for your help.
Roger.
You can do it in the Army.
A minute 50 left to play at RFK Stadium in Washington. The Redskins, after being behind 7-0 early in the day, have taken control. It's 3rd and 8. Kane again. Fumble. Randy White knocked it loose. And the Redskins, I believe, got it back. Somebody, one of the Cowboys, had a shot at it.
I think it's still the Redskins' ball. Let's see if we can watch Randy White here. He goes around the block. Kane tries to cut back. White does hit him. As White hits him, the ball goes right down Kane's leg. And Kane took a kick there. You see, he caught someone right in the face underneath the Cowboy, and the Redskins end up with it.
Jeff Roars, Dallas number 50. Jeff Bostic comes up with the recovery. That's his second of the day. It's a good dirty day. Executive producer is Terry O'Neill. Senior producer of the NFL on CBS is Charles Milton III. This game produced by Bob Stinner. Directed by Sandy Grossman. Associate producer is Joan Vitrano. And all the rest of the crew.
I think they deserve it so ably.
They do. This is Hayes' first punt since the first quarter. No flags. Hayes' punt will be held by Gary Allen. Almost. Nothing doing. Redskins down there in gray. That's one of the things. Trey Junkin down there quickly. Here are all the technical people who make our job such a joy. Not even like a job.
No, not with those guys.
Dallas will take over with Danny White at quarterback. Minute and a half left to play. Dallas with 2 timeouts remaining. Renfro comes wide right. White back and under pressure. Steps into the pocket. Gets it out to Springs, who can't hold on. Now they say incomplete. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Washington Redskins and the National Football League is prohibited. Vernon Dean, by the way, made the hit on Ron Springs that jarred the ball loose. Joe Gibbs. When he first came here, they couldn't get on track, but since he got them on track, they've been very, very good. White gets the screen pass out. Chased down by Dave Butts. It was Tony Dorsett. And Butts has had some heck of a day.
I'll tell you, Dave Butts sure does get fired up against this Cowboy defense. We said that last year in the second game down at Dallas was the best game we've ever seen Dave Butts play, and I think today he was equal to it. Watch that. He starts to rush the passer. He sees the screen. He saw the back come up there. He saw Dorsett, and he just rode right down the line with him. That's pretty good when you can rush the passer and cover the pass receiver all in one play.
On third down, White had a chance at Cosby as it batted loose just a little bit behind Cosby. There's Randy White coming up as soon as the game is over. We'll switch you back to our New York studio and an update on all the scores around the league. The wrap-up show with Brent Musburger. 35 seconds left to play. Fourth down and 12.
We were talking about an amazing guy. Tom Landry has to be anyone who can win 238 games in this league. I'll guarantee is an amazing man. Last 2 weeks haven't been his weeks.
Nope. Got a feeling for it's over, though. He'll have the situation well in hand. 4th and 12. Tony Hill trying to get out of bounds, can't do it. Curtis Jordan pinned him. 24 seconds left to play. The Cowboys do not take a timeout. They move the sticks. John Riggins heading for the locker room to get the early shower. Tony Hill has caught 9 passes for 134 yards. Clock now is stopped with 18 seconds left to play. Dave Butts. Spectacular day. Next week here on CBS, the match between the Redskins and the Cardinals figures to be a honey. John Madden and I will be in Philadelphia for the Giants visit. Detroit goes to Minnesota. Chicago goes down to Tampa Bay. And San Francisco visits Houston. Assuming this one is in the W column for the Redskins, and it certainly would appear to be. Washington is the outright leader. Dallas, Giants, and St. Louis all tied for second. White. Springs. 12 seconds left to play.
You were talking about the job that Joe Gibbs did. You know, when he first came here, he lost 6 of his first 7 games. He was saying, geez, I don't know what the heck this league's all about in head coaching. It was his first head coaching job. And since that time, he's won 34 games and only lost 6. And he's taken these Redskins to the Super Bowl the last 2 years in a row. I tell you, you know, when you think of coaches, he may be the most underrated in the league today.
He was telling us yesterday in our conversation that 3 nights a week he slept in his office.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. He doesn't go home until Thursday.
White overthrows Tony Hill. A little scuffle going on. Trying to get them separated.
I think they're both too tired to fight. I think it's been a long day for both of these teams. I don't think that's much of a fight out there. You know, after 60 minutes of football, it's hard to lift your arms, let alone swing at someone.
Talking about that man's coaching record, it's been phenomenal. Started 05, finished 8-8 his first year. 1982, 12 wins, a loss, Super Bowl champions. 1983, 16 wins, 3 losses. Lost to the Raiders in the Super Bowl. And this year he's 5-2 and back in the lead again. 7 seconds left to play. This should do it. Right up into the pocket again. Ball is knocked loose. They say he was in the grass, and they blow it dead with 2 seconds left to play.
I think that's probably a pretty fitting ending for today. That's the way the game has gone most of the time, whether the quarterback be Gary Hogeboom or Danny White, just being molested by Washington Redskins.
Led by Dave Butts. The 2 linebackers, Rich Malott and Willie Coleman. Both of them had great days. That's it. from RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. The final score, the Redskins 34, Dallas 14. Coming up next on CBS Sports, the NFL Today wrap-up show with Brent Musburger.
No company can simply deliver a computer and feel it has delivered on the promise of office automation. At Wang, we provide service and support along with our computers so that the people who use them will always be able to perform to their fullest potential. Wang, we put people in front of computers.
At Century Hardware, we don't sell novelties like some stores do, but we sell Carlin Great Stuff Sealant for $3.99. We don't sell children's clothes either.